And we are live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting day of Overwatch. I am Carter, or Hedwig, joined by my lovely co-caster Declan, or Ducklin.
Hello.
And we are here to spectate our semesterly club clash. Right now, we're watching Team Gold, who is considered the highest ranked of our club teams, versus Team White, with some interesting substitutions that, for those of you who have joined us before, you might recognize two of the names on their team. But this should be an exciting game. How are you doing, Ducklin?
Doing alright. I myself play for Team Black, so I'm looking forward to my upcoming match, which is right after this one. But for right now, we're looking at Team White locking in the Orisa Mei Bastion against Team Gold's Mauga Rush.
Yeah, I mean, both of these are Brawl comps. Not really surprised to see that. Both of these, in this current meta, Brawl is pretty definitively the best out of all of the comps. Oh, we're swapping to Reinhardt instead of Mauga. I was kind of excited to see the new hero, especially into someone who's more infamously tanky like Orisa. But overall, both teams are opting to run the Bastion, though, which is interesting.
Yeah, I really like this walking on the left side here from White, and they do find the first kill. Okay.
I mean, with Mei and Ana dead, they probably should just get run over here. No real sustain, and Bastion used form, so they're not going to have that. And we see Frisco immediately swap off that Mei onto the Hanzo. Interesting choice. It's going to make their comp a lot more pokey, so they're going to lose harder in the Brawl, I'd say, but they're going to be able to get a few more of those opening picks. This Queso Boys almost gets taken down immediately by Storm Arrows.
If Gold is able to live the angles taken by this Hanzo, they should be able to just make the team fall over. We're in this 1v1 here on Coast.
Almost gets booped off by the Sporkio, I guess might be the right word. As Reinhardt looked very low, but it's actually Uranium Boss able to take Shashi out that gets the first kill of that fight, and I'm not sure really what happened there. Maybe a nice headshot from the Mei or something?
Yeah, I was thinking their Team Gold had a great Mei wall with a good walk up from their Rhine, getting a lot of space for their Bastion, just to get a lot of damage onto their Orisa. Took too many resources for White to be able to stay in that one for very long.
Yeah, and now they're opting for the Shashi Junkrat, which, I mean, this is now just a full poke comp with a Brawl tank like Orisa, which I like. It gives them a bit of sustainability so that they don't just get run over completely by this Brawl comp. But it comes down to the mechanical talent of our two substitute DPS players.
A lot. I think if you think you're not going to win the Rush Mirror, we might try something different. Seems good.
Really?
I like
a trade for both teams. Yeah, I mean, a trade for both teams, but the Mei, I think, is probably a bit more important than, or the Ana is a bit more important than the Mei, unfortunately. Shashi on point with the Junkrat. Will he be able to get the Bastion or the BAP? Ooh.
Oh, great kill there on the BAP.
That should open this up. I mean, sure, he gets his life traded out, but BAP is a lot of this team's healing and resources, and with no Lucio either, they have no healing.
Good walk up here from this Orisa. I like this nano boost. Really able to take a lot of space here on the point. And they will find a kill on Tallow 40, and looking like a flip over here for the white team. Just as they kill the Queso Boys. Oh, they get it.
They actually don't kill Mei, surprisingly. A very nice lamp coming in from Tambo, and that forces Brown like to invest the beat here. I want to see them get a little bit more aggressive here, take some space, allow them to get these pre-kills, because that's really what their comp is good at. They're not as good in these long extended fights.
They're real. We're looking good walking up here. I like this poke from them, but we gotta be as the white team here. You gotta be really afraid of this Mei ult coming out. And Tallow 40 gets that down on the point, but it doesn't look like it's finding so much. The Hanzo
gets traded out.
Dropping. And we're in the fight here on the point. I'm looking at the Rhine.
Massive dragons.
Queso Boys falls to the Orisa ult. Oh, this is big for White. They're looking to get a really good foothold and get a lot of progress on this point.
That was incredibly well played by the Orisa and the Hanzo. Frisco uses the dragons to force them all closer to the Orisa, and then the Orisa just dragons them all in and kills two right there. Very nice combo. But now we're looking at it, neither team really has a ton of ults. It's looking like it's going to be the Amplification Matrix versus this Nano. I kind of want to see the Nano just go, maybe go on Shashi and just send the Nano Junkrat into the back line and do some damage. They are opting for the safer play of nanoing the Orisa, though, it looks like.
Good lamp from Tambo here on the left side, looking to keep them up for a very long time. Oh, as a nade goes in, doesn't find so much, but the Orisa for Team White does fall, allowing for Team Gold to make a walk up here. Oh, and a good kill with the Bastionade on the left through the window. That's a very good combo we've been seeing lately, especially in Overwatch League and high-level play. Gets a great one-shot kill. Oh, and the ult onto Shashi.
But he lives it.
Him out. And he
He's
survives.
not dead yet. Somehow he's still alive with 6 HP.
Oh, they find him.
Walking into the forming Bastion is going to be a little hard to survive. Looks like it's just Jarlaxy right now on point. Oh no, it is the supports.
Oh,
are they getting
crazy mailed.
They get the touch.
Oh,
but they see 9. Oh, Hanzo's not quite there to be able to get the touch, and the Orisa is unfortunately frozen in a mail.
Team White are looking good. Despite Team Gold winning here, Team White got 82% there. We can't forget it. It's given GG's. That's kind of crazy. But they're looking good for being 2 down and our lowest seeded team in this tournament.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you certainly can't count anyone out in this. The beauty of Overwatch is that it can be a very chaotic game. We're seeing Gold is looking like maybe a dive comp here? This is interesting. They have dive DPS, but Mauga, I mean, Mauga does have a lot of inherent sustain, so he doesn't necessarily need as much support.
They're going
Although,
ball.
Yep. But I mentioned Queso Boys is infamous for the ball plays.
This ball comp, very hard to beat, requires a very specific set of skills and a very specific comp to work for it. So we'll see how they work here.
Now you're about to make I just forgot the name of the movie. The one where they kidnap his daughter.
Okay. You were making an insane plot point here, man.
No,
does that mean?
There's a movie.
Alright.
I have a very specific set of skills. It's a very famous line. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you. Taken. Yes, that's it. But we see Frisco actually just popping off on this Echo, getting 2 very quick kills. I mean, that is kind of the weakness. Oh, a disgusting sleep by Juliet Finch. Jeez. Taylor was not expecting that one.
Yeah, this is looking good. Gold have White has a lot of space here. Oh, if they can carry their Orisa. Good grip. Great grip
nice
from Battleaxe. Alright. So it looks like White is establishing a strong early presence on the front line here. They're doing a good job dealing with this ball, not finding so much with each individual dive. I'm really looking at Tambo if he can hit a nade on the back line here, because I think that's the only way they're going to break through this Lifeweaver Ana.
Oh, absolutely. Or this, where they just kind of collapse on them. The benefit of this comp is the entire team can really just all in on the back line, and when you're running on a Lifeweaver, it has a lot of sustain, but it's very susceptible to just kind of getting bursted down.
Falling over.
Yeah. That being said, they're not running any hit scans other than Tambo on this Ana to deal with the Frisco Echo. It's going to be really... Tambo just gets immediately taken out by stickies. I'm suspecting there was probably something else combo with that. We're seeing a copy here.
Uranium Boss forces out the early copy from Frisco, as he does find one. Trades out, though, for Juliet Finch on the angle, and the Lifeweaver off the ball dive. This is good, as White does get the flip.
To the
Gold
blade.
can still stay in then.
Oh, but he doesn't actually get anything off the blade, unfortunately, and he's going to immediately get taken out. A very nice nade, too, there to combo in, and both DPS dying. They did get the flip, though, so they're now at 60%.
Yeah, we're looking really good here. Looking at the ult economy, it looks like White has the advantage here. They're coming up on 4 ults against Gold's 3 here. We might have to care a bit of a Nano Blade as we're walking in, but if they can get through that, they should have this fight kind of on lock.
I kind of want to see how Branalek chooses to use this tree. I mean, tree is a very powerful ult now with all of the many buffs that it's gotten. And it is actually kind of good at zoning off entire sections. Not nanoed. Oh, it looks like the Lifeweaver got nanoed.
Weaver Nano.
I respect it.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Shashi gets
Great
instantly
Nano
blowed
onto
up.
Tallow 40 to stop at the visor. Oh, and good trades onto the Torbjorn. This is looking good from Gold. They still have a beat as insurance too if they feel like they are losing. But for right now, they look like they've stabilized pretty well. Great kill from Queso Boys on the ball.
It's just Orisa right now, and Joxy needs to die here. Otherwise, it's just a stagger. Oh no, Juliet's close. That's going to be a stagger, and it's gonna be hard for them to get to back to point. They also don't really have many ults. Gold did not have to invest almost anything into that last fight other than a nano.
Wow.
Probably gonna need to see Lucio just sort of suicide, yeah, like this, suicide on. Immediately dies, but I think that's close. Yeah, it does get the overtime.
Whoa, great kill from Max onto the blading Peyton over here. We're looking a little solid here for White, a little better than we'd expect with the ult disadvantage, but it's still going to be a tough climb here for them to get them over the edge here.
Yeah, the problem right there is, I mean, the beat comes in to keep everyone alive, then you have the mines coming in to just zone everyone. There's not a lot you can really do with so many ults just on the board. And that is going to be our map 1, but overall, White looks good in that map. First point was closer than the second point. I think that probably comes down to comp. We know, especially with Queso Boys being very infamous for the ball, and the rest of the team of Gold being very good at dive, as we see. This was the play I was talking about. The zoning dragons are so good here.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
just perfectly done.
I'm excited to see how White continues this now that we move on to our hybrid map type.
Probably.
I would like to see them pick something to shut down this ball comp. I find any Mauga idea or Rush of Rhine, I think that it's more manageable for them with their roster they have currently.
I agree. I think what you're gonna want to do is, I mean, unsurprisingly, we see Shashi and Frisco kind of doing a lot on this team. So I would expect them to take us to a poke-heavy map where dive isn't as favored, or even take us to, I mean,
I don't know.
our lovely,
All the hybrid points are really good for ball, so this
yeah,
might be a little rough.
unfortunately. Midtown
Well,
actually is probably a good idea. Ball doesn't get as much use here.
oh,
These
shit.
tight corners on first point make it difficult for Ball to kind of roll around and get maximum speed. Absolutely still can work, but it's, of the hybrid, it is probably the best anti-ball map.
Yeah, I would agree. And as much as we're looking at Shashi and Frisco, I would like to point out Juliet and Brownleck, the backline for Team White, are both looking really solid, being able to live through these dives and get off strong offensive utility to keep them in this, to win fights and farm percentage on those control points.
Oh,
I'd like to see how
absolutely.
that transfers over to this new attack defense style. It might be more difficult to set up your backline strongly into the ball when they're trying to disrupt your rotations and disrupt your engages and such.
One quick second.
Oh, love that. Okay, we're looking at here a Sigma Sojourn poke defense from Team White. I like the adaptation of the Widowmaker. I think that's a very strong solo pick when you are playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a feast or famine if you can hit the Widow shots and get your, as a certified Widow main myself, if you can get the value on it, you can really run Widow into any comp. I'm not so sure about showing the fact you're on Widow to them. Part of the benefit of Widow is this element of surprise, but unfortunately, you're running into the dive comp. Widow's gonna be really hard to run here. Kind of just get... Frisco's gonna have to play very safe to not get just sprinted over in the back line.
No, I like the idea. If they use too many if Gold uses too many resources to try to find the Widow, they might not be able to deal with the backline here for White and let them keep up their Sig for too long. As if the Sig takes a longer fight, White will have the advantage, and Frisco does find a good kill here.
Queso Boys probably is gonna die here too. This is the benefit of the backline, though, you were talking about. Juliet and Mod, Lifeweaver and Ana have a lot of sustain power and a lot of anti-dive ability. I mean, pull plus sleep dart plus nade plus pedal platform. All of these abilities are able to separate your teammates from this dive, get them out of those engages, and then you sort of crush them under the weight of your pressure from a sniper and then a very strong poke DPS in Sojourn.
Yeah, we're looking very strong here from Team White. They do have the strong angles right now. It's really hard for Gold to walk up. but they do find purchase in the Mega Room. Oh, but Frisco hits an incredible shot on Bix, taking him out of the fight and leaving Queso Boys alone in the backline. And another great one onto Uranium Boss, but he does get traded out by Sam. Talon 40 looking great here on the Tracer as he looks towards Shashi on the Sojourn. But Shashi hits a great rail onto Talo, taking him out and giving White a lot of space and a lot of time to stabilize part of this fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you want from your Widow into a dive comp. You don't really expect your Widow to live, honestly, through a lot of these dives, but what you do want, a very nice nano to keep Luciano alive and not just crumble under the dive. But you want your Widow to just get the kills before they dive because they're trading out more valuable targets. Anti on Uranium Bus, they're very low. Actually kills Frisco through a mine somehow.
They trade 2 for 2. White still has space here and a tree on the board. Oh, but they're down 1 now. With no ultimates in play. Maybe this Flux could come online, come clutch here.
Still a 2v2 right now. The problem is Dive's gonna come back on this point a lot faster. But as you said, the Flux, it's just gonna
forces the beat.
What?
Whoa, what? How did? Okay, weird one. Oh, they can maybe find the kill on the Lucio. No, but Jarlax falls. Shashi making a good attempt here, finding a Uranium Boss and forcing the recall. Maybe if they can win before the Nano gets back. This is a great overclock, one of the strongest ults in the game, being used to try to turn this fight.
But he's being zoned by the ball, so that Finch can't.
The backline falls over. No way.
I wish we had a replay viewer so we could see what happened with that.
That's not. You can't say that when you have a replay viewer for the actual game. Owl replay viewer jokes are crazy. Wait, sorry.
My headset got unplugged. Unfortunate.
All right. That's big.
You know, sometimes some technical difficulties over here at NEU Overwatch. Sport just sort of kills Frisco, getting a little help from his tank to soften him up. But overall, that's going to make it very hard for White to be able to hold this high ground. I mean, they have no real setup here. The cart's probably going to get all the way under, and if I'm White, I'm not sure. You could opt to hold the high ground above them and try and stop them from pushing, but I think you probably just want to set up on the second side of point.
Yeah, I really like these wide angles. I really like setting up your angles for Shashi, not letting Frisco die. This is looking good. I like the switch to Winston. You have the backline for it, and if you find the Ana, they really aren't going to have a lot of time. The Team Gold will lose a lot of time for the fight, but the Winston does fall. We're looking at a blade here from Peyton.
And a double kill.
Great double kill.
A triple? Maybe. Oh, Bix takes the kill.
That's a clean street phase for Team White, or for Team Gold.
Very nicely done. I mean, they never really let them set up. They didn't let them take advantage of these angles that they so desperately want. We do see Tambo is all the way at the back of Streets phase. But even still, like, they're pushing in so aggressively, they're forcing so much space. They're just not letting them get any setup at all.
Frisco doing a good job to mark Queso Boys here. We're looking good here. We have a nano for Team White being used on the Winston to maybe make some space. It does force the beat out, and for now, Gold has a moment to breathe. Oh, but White uses the tree to keep themselves in to survive this ball commitment. As they look at the Genji, it gets very low. Cannot find anything right now with the Ana pocket. Oh, but they do with a great bubble to isolate. Wow.
Looking going really for this Lucio.
They have some great synergy from their front line and their Tracer, despite having 2 subs on the roster.
I like this new comp. This is a dive. It's a dive poke hybrid comp. It really can take advantage of the fact that in Gold's comp, as you see right there, Tambo gets taken out. Tambo is vulnerable, is incredibly vulnerable. There's not a lot of sustain for him. The life grip,
bit of a troll.
Ulting monkey. I think if we were in a ranked game, you might call them a thrower.
I'd be flaming that guy. Holy shit. Okay,
maybe save it for that time when Jarlaxi gets a little too deep.
Okay. They do a rail though, it'll be hard to push in if they can carry their life weaver. No, this is just gonna have to be a hard decommit from Team White as Team Gold's is able to achieve themselves some great point presence right now. This is the space they so desperately need to set up their dives.
The problem is now we're looking at a Nano Blade, and that's going to be devastating. No defensive ults. They have the life grip. That's probably going to be the... okay, Juliet could hit the best sleep of their life, and I 100% believe that they can do it. Oh,
Well,
so close.
Maybe a caster curse on that one.
Okay,
there.
well, maybe I shouldn't have spoken. I apologize, Juliet.
We're looking at them coming out here with Overclock, though. Still a very strong route. Could be similar to what happened on first point here. If they
are
can
they
get
actually
a
going
touch,
to be able to touch?
No.
Yeah, they're not able to get the touch.
Wow. This is quite a close round. 1 minute 20 on the clock for Team Gold. That is a good stall.
Yeah, I mean, it's not under the 1 minute number that pretty much everyone kind of dreams for. If you get under a minute, then no matter what, if you full cap, you'll get another round. But it's close enough. It's definitely doable. Do we know, is this a best of 3 or best of 5?
3.
Okay, so they are on match point right now. They need to push this all the way. As we're watching the bot sort of freak out, randomly move back and forth. Just a little Overwatch moment for all of us here. And now it's gone.
Looking good. I do like this on the attack. I think Hog is an interesting idea.
I mean, Hog is decently good into ball. Kind of stops ball from getting a lot of the movement. Ball's slams are predictable. I mean, he has to freeze in the air for a very small amount of time, so it should be an easy hook. And this comp is literally just screw over Queso Boys on the ball. You're running the Sombra Kree Hog. I don't think Queso Boys will have a great time, but that also means this comp is kind of vulnerable to everything else. It's not going to do great into the rest of Gold's team, so I think Gold's strategy here has to be let Queso Boys pull a bunch of aggro, keep him alive as much as possible, and then the rest of your team does a lot of things.
We will see here as they look for a ball commit into main, if they are able to expend the resources to kill the ball, or if they will let someone die. Shashi lives, gets the grip to come out as Frisco looks for the hack. This is good posturing from Gold, though. They have great angles into main, but they are letting Jarlax walk out on the Roadhog. This could be scary for Team Gold. As they get the nade and the isolation.
Nade.
Oh, and the cleanse is a little too late. Finch a little late with the TP to get there.
Yeah,
Hard
that's why
one,
you
though.
need this Kiriko here. In order, if you're white, you need the Kiriko. Otherwise, Lax will just get decimated by this Ana. Hog is tanky, especially with the new way that his life breather works in his whatever rework we can call it. Ooh, but they do manage to catch Queso Boys. Exactly what I was talking about. Queso Boys overcommits a little bit too much, and the entire team comp is designed around screwing over this this ball. So we see Frisco's a little bit deep in
2v1
here.
in the room.
Ooh, 10 HP.
Out at 10 HP. Team White has the point here, but Team Gold has a great angle from a small room. Good call from Team White to push them out and find those kills. As they start to look at the ball here from Queso Boy. Jarlax falls. Tail of 40 on the off angle. Finds the kill. Frisco gets slept. Oh, and they find the kill. This is going tragically for Team White. As Team Gold finds a really solid retake here onto first point.
A little too overextended from Jarlax once they got anti. I think the second he was antied, he needs to back up, go back into that room, get healed up, and stabilize. But instead he decides to keep pushing out and just kind of staggering themselves. This fight was close to winnable, I agree, but the problem is now they're down 2 and they're just getting collapsed on. As you see, they keep falling, and almost a minute gets burned off their clock from that fight. They do get a tick though.
Yeah, ults are looking really strong for both sides here. If they can find a lot with EMP, disallow Team Gold to use their ults to stabilize the fight, they could get something cooking here. But it will be hard to find that setup and to find that chance to walk in with great pressure on the back line. Shashi finds Tallow, Uranium Boss finds Frisco, the EMP out of the equation for Team White. As Team Gold goes in with the Nano Blade, finds 1, finds 2. Wait,
is it a triple?
Oh, it doesn't quite get the third before the blade runs out, but with a good bash and a great nade, Jarlax falls.
Yeah,
and that'll be a clean fight win for Team Gold. They do have to use 3 ults compared to White only using 1 there. So,
I mean, I think the question is, how is Frisco going to use this EMP? there are kind of two avenues I see. Oh, Frisco might get caught out here. Oh, that's devastating. There are two avenues I see for this EMP if Frisco actually manages to get it off. And that's either you solo EMP the ball when he comes in and just melt him, or you try and EMP Ana, for example, and try and solo kill her yourself. Because you're really not going to get a lot of dive support in this. A nice tree to stabilize.
Good tree
but
from
the
Mod. Oh, but he gets
pulse.
the pulse. Wow, this is looking like a hard fight here for White. Oh wait, solid EMP on 3. Oh, but Max gets traded out here in the mega room on the side. The isolation here on Shashi in the small room.
He
And they
does
find the
get-
cast.
Oh.
Uses High Noon. What a menace.
Shashi gets 2 though. I mean, this is
Whoa.
still very winnable. It's a 2v2. Oh.
Well,
He
Hog's
doesn't
known for winning
quite-
2v2s.
It is
is good.
possible. That's one. It's
Oh,
actually not
Lifeweaver
it's-
comes back. And the
and so does
Tracer.
Tracer.
This is looking very good for Team White. Very solid. If anything, Gold will come for a late retouch here. And they will with the Genji walking out with the blade. Finds one. He's on the
Finds
Lifeweaver now.
two.
Finds another. Kiri falling very
Kiri's
low
so
with no
low.
TP. And they find the Kiri looking at the Sojourn now in the back as Team White, they're losing so many resources as they try to stay on. And Team Gold comes out on top with the full hold on Midtown to take the series 2-0.
I mean, very well done from White, though. Almost had it there. Just our resident Peyton Uranium boss, just too clean with those blades. I think every blade was at least a double kill on both of these maps. Very clean and nicely done as we see at least one highlight here. I believe this is the Nano blade. Actually, it's one before the fight even happens. Shashi can't quite escape, and then the TP in.
Great. Good looks from both Team Gold and Team White here. But
Yeah,
a little tragic to see White fall out of the tournament so early. They were looking really quite good, especially on early points of Oasis and on defense of Midtown. Some solid fight planning just didn't happen to go their way.
as we are now going to get an interview from our Lucio Goat himself of Gold, Bix Spork. Congrats on your first win, Bix.
Thank you, thank you.
Going to this, I mean, I don't know how early in advance you knew that White was going to be playing with some varsity subs, but did you have any plans for this? Any strategies going in?
Not really. It was kind of a thing of if if Frisco is on tank, then we're kind of boned, but if he's not, then we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. But yeah, I'm just glad Shashi didn't go Hanzo.
Hey, played. Oh no, that was Frisco and Hanzo on first point.
Yeah.
Um, any questions from you, Duck?
You were looking good out there. So
Thanks.
for your next game, for our next game that we have up is Team Black versus Team Red.
Mhm.
Are you worried about facing either of those teams? I don't
Um,
mean to. Sorry, that was.
Well, interesting question, Team Black member.
Sorry.
I
Little
am
bias.
I'm interested to see how Team Black plays and how Team Red plays. I also don't know how that match is going to shake out. There's some confusion about the status of the Team Black support line, so I hope that all gets sorted out and we have a fair match. But yeah, I'm excited.
Unreal.
I'm excited to see it.
Of course. Well, that's going to be a next match. And we can't wait to see you in the finals after that match. Thank you so much for joining us, Bix.
Of course, can't wait.
All right, and thank you everyone for watching. We'll probably be going to a quick intermission while we get the next round set up, and then I most likely will be back, but you will watch Ducklin in the match with Team Black versus Team Red. Very exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you there.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the 2023 Fall Club Clash. My name is Bix. I'm joined by my friend Juliet, otherwise known as Spork and Finch, respectively. Um, we just came off of a heated match that went the way of my honorable gold team, but it was a great match and had a lot of fun. And white team's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, it was a good match. This one should be good too.
But yeah,
Um,
we're moving on to black versus red, and what you looking forward to here, Juliet?
it's Lijiang, which is always a fun map to watch. We're looking at a lot of brawl out the gates, both Reinhardt's showing, and the good old Bap Lucio comp, which everybody loves.
Especially the bad players. I've heard lots of good things about the comp from bad players.
We're gonna see the TP out from Purple Orb. And
Yeah, I'm surprised Linder didn't punish that. I feel like he's the type to have a rollout in the pocket. Ooh,
yeah,
that goes down fast.
there's the punish. So Club Black already with an advantage. Reject's just going to be looking for some pokes on the Sojourn, but it's a Reinhardt trade, so it's still pretty even here. But it looks like Club Black are going to be able to close this out, despite the Symmetra coming in early from Club Red.
Yeah, I'm surprised they've got Ducklin on the DPS and Truth on the Reinhardt. I've heard Truth can hold his own on support, but I guess they've got Sunny Days and Lindy locking that down. But
yeah, I like the Mei pick here though. Really punishes the Sim TP, the aggressiveness of the Sim. You can block those walls, especially with the Reinhardt in play.
It's not a little slow to get to the TP there, but he does try. Truth charges in, tries to get the punish. Gets saved by a good lamp out from Sunny Days.
Yeah, we moved to this coast here, and it's actually Club Red who'll get the cap, but it looks like Club Black are the ones getting the picks with that bat wall down especially. Have all that amplified damage. Looks like Ducklin's going to be able to stay alive. They're going to commit the beat on Club Red. It looks like they want to win this in the wall as well, so the support ult might just be what gets them over the line. Especially since they got the early cap there, it gives them that advantage. They're the ones who get to defend. But now Club Black comes back in with the Sojourn ult, and Rejects kills 2, Linder with the good cleanup, so Club Black will get this back.
Yeah, I don't need it back, but not, like, it looks to both of us that, Club Red was going to get about, what, 5% on that point, but they ended up coming out of it with a good 33%, which is, yeah, I mean, obviously not the whole way there, but it's a good shot for what they started with. They did end up investing the Shatter, Truth did, so it looked like they were, ooh, Lindir is so close to glory.
Ooh, big shatter from Sean, that's 4 people down, and that's
everyone on their back.
Linder does commit the beat though, so Club Black do want to try and stay in this if they can, but they're losing Truth, and now that should be the team fight. Yeah, Sean, big plays there.
Yeah.
TD from Twinkle Toes.
Spectator doesn't even go to Northeastern, but still happy to play Peanut Gallery from time to time.
But despite the fact Sean had that big play on the Reinhardt, Club Black kept in charge of the point that entire time. So despite losing the fight, they still got a good 30-40% off that fight.
Yeah, Lindier between the beat and just being all in all a squirrely Lucio player. He was able to hang on to that for a good percentage. But they did invest a lot of ultimates here, so they Club Black's coming into this with no ultimates online. Closest one is 70% on rejects.
Yeah, nothing from that Blossom, and Linder continues to get these final blows. Would like to see the final stats for that. But this has just been a good retake from Club Black. One interesting switch to point out is Purple Orb going for the Tracer instead of the Sim. That might have just been a desperation pick to try and get back to point earlier, but it really didn't get much done in that fight. And in general, it's not a pick you see a lot in these comps.
Yeah, there's really not much you can get onto as a Tracer. The Sojourn has a slide, the Mei has a block, and by the time they get out, you're already being collapsed on as a Tracer.
Ooh, man.
Good shot onto Jinsei.
And now it's desperation time for Club Red. They're going to use the beat, but it just doesn't look like it'll be enough. Truth with a big shatter. The MTD returned in favor. A big stick from Purple Orb gets 1. It's even, but it looks like Club Black do have the sustain with the Mei and the Lucio still alive. Purple Orb trying to make magic happen, but it just doesn't look like it'll be enough. So Club Black will take first round, it looks like.
Yeah, some great shots from Reggie and some good stalls from Lindier there. get them get them the round. Pretty good, pretty close round though. I feel like all the fights could have gone either way, and I'm excited to see how a more traditional brawl map plays out here.
Yeah, the one player that really stood out to me was Lindier on the Lucio, which that specific map is known for the Lucio, so we'll see how Club Black, if they can keep that dominance going into this next map, where you might see a little bit of Junkrat gameplay, a little J silly.
Oh boy.
Cap is showing it to start. We'll see if he sticks with it. Definitely, this is the one map you would want to play the Junkrat on Lijiang, so we'll see what they can get done with it.
Yeah, a lot of close corridors really makes Junkrat shine here. They're sticking with the Sim, forward back off the Tracer, even after getting some nice sticks and picks on the last round.
Yeah, Reject sticking on the Sojourn, it got a lot of value on the last map, and it seems like a comfort pick. Duckland with the wall, it does appear to get some separation, but Club Black didn't look like they were able to capitalize too much, but they still have that point control. They're trying to walk forward. It's a lot of trades back and forth. The Reinhardts are down on the floor together. Good lamp from Jinsei. Looks like Club Red do have the high ground, but Club Black have the point control, so it'll be Club Black who end up closing this out and taking first fight.
Yeah, again, it's one of those fights that can really go any other way. It's these fights are getting scrappy, Julia. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
They are all over the place. Like you said, Declan got pinged in. Both the Ryans ended up on the ground at some point. Picks every which way. Look at we do see Truth build the Shatter before Sean, although I say that and Sean gets a massive fire strike and gets right back on the Shatter. So we both have got a fire strike on both sides here. Excited to see how that plays out.
Well, Truth hits these. It's what they say about Brayden. We'll see what he can do here. It's all down, and I mean, come on now. I mean, he hits those. What more can you say?
It's what he does. What can you say?
They did go ahead and commit the window as well, but that one filled quickly. It's not too much of a commitment there. We'll see now. Can Sean return the favor?
I know Sean's been known to hit some huge shatters in his days. Walking past Brayden here. Hopefully he doesn't die for it.
Only gets one, and that's just the difficulty of being the one trying to walk in versus the one defending. You have that Reinhardt advantage, and it looks to be making all the difference here for Club Black.
Yeah, Club Black playing some really good brawl here. That first fight was scrappy, but ever since then they've just been, these clinical walls from Duckland and some good ults from the rest of the team. It's been pretty convincing here.
And just like that, we're on last fight. Let's see. Oh no, Zeptos goes down early. It is not looking good for Club Red. They're gonna need a miracle out of this Junkrat tire or their support ults. But oh no, Junkrat goes down, and that you just gotta think that's curtains with Brayden hitting the Shatter. It's just all over. It's a little less clean Overwatch from Club Red there to end it. But hats off to Club Black. They played that round really well.
Yeah, it just seemed like that one Shatter that put everyone on their backs. It was pretty damning. I would say.
Yeah, Brayden has that effect on people with that Reinhardt gameplay. It's pretty shattering for the mental.
Yeah. As we can see here, just those great final blows from Lindier, who his mouse must be on like a vibrate setting or something. I don't know what I was just watching.
Going into the next map here, we'll see. You would think they'd take it off Brawl, but maybe.
Well, because the thought is, what do you want to do? You can go dive, but I haven't really seen Sean pull out a monkey or anything like that. You can go poke, but I've seen a lot more Sigma come out of Truth. So I feel like the one matchup that Sean has over Truth is the Ryan mirror, but that was not the case in this last map.
Well, it's an exciting pick. I think we'll see slightly different DPS picks in general. Expect a lot more of that Sojourn from Rejects, I think, which was looking really good in that first map.
Yeah, Rejects has a very good Sojourn on him. He's actually just a very good DPS player overall. Has been, in the club scene for a couple years now, and one of those who doesn't talk much but hits his shots, and that's all you can ask for.
It is helpful.
Yeah, it's what you want from a DPS player.
I
You don't
mean,
want a
it,
yapper.
yeah,
You want a shot hitter.
it's a mindless role compared to the supports. Like we're the real smart ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's what we do, simply.
we're gonna see if Vuitton and Trippy come in.
Ooh.
A little bit of a switch up from Club Red.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Cap is in fact playing on console. So hence why, you might have seen some more, more of the Junkrat and Reaper as opposed to some of the Sojourn or Hanzo or Genji or something of the sort. Um, so yeah, we'll see how this swap plays out.
It will be Red on attack first, right? Um,
It seems that way, yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they open out on. They're the ones who kind of get to dictate what the comps are going to be like. We'll see Echo, and no surprise in the Kiri. A comfort pick for Vuitton.
Yep. It'd have to be
And
the 7th plague or something for Baton to swap off of Kiriko.
yeah, and speaking of consistency, we'll see basically the same exact comp from Club Black here, which is good. They looked really clean on it. I don't think they have any reason to switch up.
Yeah, and we do see that different DPS line they were talking about coming out here. Trippy's on the Genji and Purple Orb's on the Echo, which is some really interesting DPS for a brawl comp. But
I don't hate the Echo. It has a lot of burst, but if it's not getting value, it doesn't have that high damage output that you'd be really hoping for from like a Sojourn or a Mei.
right.
They're gonna get through the bridge area. Pretty comfortable so far.
I'm curious to see where Duckman is looking to wall them off here. Looks like they're gonna
Yeah,
aggressive to him. Big anti onto Duckman as he goes close to low. Sunny Days goes down. That's a big pick onto the Baptiste. Purple Orb also goes down, so it's even in terms of numbers, but Lindy's in the backline.
What is he doing?
He might get away with this. If he does, then oh my god,
my
he
goodness.
does.
And Club Red just don't have the numbers, it looks like, to even try and punish anything. So Club Black, a really interesting playstyle, but they have the sustain, so they're not really at threat of losing point.
Still baffled that Lindy got out of that. I feel like if that was me on Lucio, I would have gotten melted about 5 seconds earlier, but maybe I'm just not built like him. There's a reason he's GM and I'm not.
Once again, Club Red, not the cleanest push in. They're gonna lose Trippy early, so they're just gonna have to get back to the drawing book once again. Just looking for some poke of any kinds, but it's really just nothing's been clicking on this attack so far for Club Red.
Yeah, I like the punish onto the aggression there, but after that, after the first pick, they did lose one, and didn't really try to re-aggress that after their Club Black was down their Baptiste. So interesting to see what happens here.
Ults across the board are coming out. Sean with the first one with that shatter. It's a good lamp from Sunny Days. Sean still manages to punish Truth. So Club Red do have the advantage, so they lose Purple Orb. They're going to have the Nano and the Gate. They go ahead and commit the Gate. They're looking to maybe use that Nano for sustain. The Blizzard, though, from Duckland onto point. So it looks like Club Black, once again, a good defensive hold.
Yeah, I'm curious about Jinsei's decision to try and chase the Sojourn, Jared. It seemed like, you kind of want to stick around and put that Nano onto your Reinhardt, but I understand trying to pudge his rejects. He's been dominating the lobby so far, if we're being fully honest. But didn't work out for him, and we'll never know what happened.
It's just those little instances of miscommunication or not the same game plan from Club Red that have really been the difference in this game. More ults coming out here. It's the Sojourn copy for Purple Orb, and a good chatter from Truth, but Truth is gonna go down first, and Trippy trying to get something done. The BAP pick is huge. Should be a win for Club Red on this point.
Yeah, finally something comes Club Red's way, and we're on with a good cleanup. Nice shot onto Lindier. It's not an easy target, both with Lucio and with Lindier's movement.
It's interesting, we didn't see Rejex's ult come out at all, so just maybe the fight had already been lost too quickly or hesitancy to use it, but it could have been a powerful ult to try and bring things back for Club Black.
Yeah, I think by the time that we took the position to use it, ooh, that's a good
Oh
shot.
my goodness.
Good aiming. Barely get escapes with their life.
Wow. Club Black do get the high ground, which is pretty powerful, especially with that Sojourn, who's going to use the ult now, and they'll start walking, try and get something out of it. It's a trade though, but the Ana goes down for Club Red, so you do think, although Linear goes down, it's back and forth really. Club Red do have the spawn advantage, so if they can just play this out and get their spawns back, I think they could be able to start making some cart push.
Good back out there from Sunny Days. Unlucky to not catch Purple. Wutan with the back-to-back headshots puts it down though. Purple does go down in the end, 2 rejects, which is not what you want, but it's again one of those even
Oh
fights
my
that
God.
are trading out. Wutan just sitting
Oh my
people
God.
down on Black Team. Holy.
I mean, that's the power of the Kyrie, right? Compared to the BAP, you don't maybe have as much sustain overall, but those picks are all too valuable. It gets Club Red moving at least a little bit, though Club Black do have high ground control again. So Club Red once again are going to have to make the siege onto the high ground in some fashion.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they do drop onto Jinsei. He does get punished for it. Seems like they were not ready for it, not ready to punish that. Ooh, and the wall gets blocked by, or the shadow gets blocked by Ducklin's May wall.
Yeah, really well played from Club Black to drop all at once, and the Ana getting that first pick on Ana is all too massive, and good aggression just close things out. And once again, oh, Truth does go down. So there's a little bit of an opening for Club Red.
That's an interesting little play there, and yeah, between Truth going down and at the end of that fight, they used 3 ultimates. They used the Blizzard, the Beat, and the Window. So I'm interested to see how this fight plays out. I think Red's in a good spot.
Yeah, with Truth going down, Club Red at least are going to get onto the bridge, which makes it a whole different team fight. Looks like Ducklin should get punished here. It's heroics from Truth though, and saves Ducklin, and Ana is the first one to go down. Club Red still just looking to get these picks with Wutan on the Kiri, and despite those heroics, this overall sustain for Club Red and the superior positioning allowed them to take that fight and secure the point.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but Brayden at the end there got a charge onto Sean, and I think he was about a frame or 2 away from the tree before Jinsei got the nano on him and saved his life.
Oh wow.
So, respect to Jinsei, but it doesn't look like Sean's gonna get back. I don't know how he works this.
Ooh, it's a good purple.
Okay, well,
Unlucky shatter, but Ducklin does go down. You think Club Red can aggress off this? Just make sure not to lose the sustain. Purple orb on the Junkrat switch. Oh my god, the beautiful deflex from Trippy. Trippy heroics here, and Club Red are going to keep pushing.
oh no. That is a tragedy. I was really excited to see that overclock come through the window, but you know, Trippy just press E and puts it right back into Sunny Days' dome.
Yeah, real interesting DPS battle we have here. Once again, purple orb on the Junkrat, not the pick you were maybe expecting here today, but it has that high damage onto the Reinhardt, so it's not the worst pick. And you're looking for Club Red at this Nano Blade. If they can get it off, Trippy's just gonna go before the Nano's ready. And I don't know if that was the right call. The Blizzard coming out from Ducklin, he might be wanting that one back.
Yeah. He is sitting in the room behind me, and he is groaning like he does want that one back, so which is not surprising. It's not a surprising thing to hear. But yeah, Jinsei is coming up on that nano, which, you know, hopefully Sean can land this shatter and, you know, get something done with it. But other than that, we just got the shatter coming out from Truth and probably a window towards the end of the fight for Sunny Days, but nothing really coming out from Black Team here.
Yeah, but you know, the heroics from Brayden, Truth here, could be everything. Although the purple orb tire comes out first, so they're just gonna have to kite this one. Oh my god, Truth on 1 HP, a huge lamp, and the shatter comes out, doesn't get anything. It's Club Red are gonna be able to push off this, and it was really that lamp to just open things up, get the Reinhardt low, and they were able to finish that off and secure what looks like at least that team fight, if not the point.
They might get it with time. It
Ooh,
doesn't look like it. I don't think they're gonna be able to.
No time.
Good from Sean.
Yeah.
They do run out of time, but it looks like they're gonna cap the point here.
Yeah,
Goes down, Laura goes down.
They're happy about it.
They are happy about it. For those of you listening at home, I don't know if you could tell, but they are in fact happy about it.
It was a good push from Club Red. You know, it was a little slow to start. You know, things didn't seem like they were clicking, but once they got onto the payload portion, a lot better, a lot cleaner, and the picks that they chose really started to work in the ways I think they wanted them to.
Hmm. Yeah, some good burst damage coming out from excuse me, Purple Orb. Um, and yeah, I feel like every fight, Sean's Earth Shatters weren't really going his way, but every fight would start off with Truth being at a solid 200 health less than Sean, and it's really hard to win that fight when you're going up against a Reinhardt.
Yeah, just even that threat of it changes the way the Reinhardts play. It changes their mentality. So the burst is working for Club Red, and for Club Black, it really is that May pick that was helping them out in a lot of fights. The blizzards, the walls, those were huge. So now on the attack, it's a little bit different in the dynamic of the wall, but it can still do the same exact things of separating players and getting picks. So we'll see how Duckland can do here.
I'm very curious as to what Purple Orb's thought process is behind this Torb pick, given that Torb is usually like one of the better anti-flank characters. He has a pretty strong, if he hit the nails, he does some pretty strong poke damage, but he doesn't really have much shield break or much like burst damage to break down a Brawl team. So I'm curious to see what their game plan is here.
Yeah, another interesting pick is Rejix preferring the Cassidy to the Sojourn. Cassidy, one of those heroes that has been notoriously not very good for the last few seasons, but it looks like the DPS are going to be the first ones to go down for Club Black too. So a lost team fight, they're in this corner, they're going to get punished. Vuitton does go down, but overall a good first fight for Club Red. Oh, and it's a pause.
We do ask for a pause coming here. But yeah, I think we have a crash coming out from Lindier. I don't know what happened. I did see Lindier standing still, but I also saw Reggie fall off the map.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that happened, but yeah, it was an interesting fight for sure. But it did end up going the way of Club Red. For better or for worse. Sometimes better be lucky than you'd rather be lucky than good. I think is how the phrase goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Club Black switch up. I mean, you usually don't expect a Torbjorn in play, so maybe that Torbjorn really tripped up Rejix and he lost sight of his footing there. But I mean, you could see that Sojourn come back out, just a little bit better poke, more long range damage, deal with that turret a little easier. It'll be interesting. We might even see the May swap possibly, just because other than that Reinhardt, there's not really anyone to punish with that May wall. And the Curie obviously is in play, which makes it even harder to really punish that Rein even.
Hmm. Yeah, there's no real I feel like any status you would put on the Reinhardt to make it easier for him to kill. The Curie can just clean up, and that's that. Um, or even just like the 0.65 seconds, I think it is after he gets walled. This that's a lot of damage if he gets walled off and he you just can't shoot him for 0.65 seconds. And yeah, so not a traditional brawl comp, but it worked out at least for the first fight and for the past couple fights of their attack. So we'll see how this goes.
And you don't really associate it with Torbjorn, but another really good asset that the Torbjorn does have is just breaking those walls that Duckland's putting down. If you get that Torbjorn real close to the wall and just burst, it goes down pretty quickly. So maybe that's part of the thinking process for Purple, or maybe he just wanted to bring in some Swedish style into this game.
Don't blame him, honestly. The Swedes aren't a bad bunch. No one tell Mario I said that.
Looks like coming back into this, the ults to look out for are Sunny Days with the back wall. it's an offensive bat wall, so it'll be interesting to see when it gets placed down and where it gets placed down. Because if it's too far back, you're just gonna end up walking past it. If it's too far forward, you might not actually get much utility out of it. Otherwise, the Sean with the shatter. Haven't really seen the Sean shatter do too much so far this map, but you never know. It's always in people's minds.
That's a good anti coming out from Zinsei there. He does struggle lamp out for Sunny Days, puts him low, and looks like Sunny Days is gonna go down to 1. And Sean gets blocked again.
Yeah. Not the right fight for Club Red. I mean, the Rejects pick back onto the Sojourn seems to be making a difference, although Sean is trying to bring out some heroics. The Kiriko is with them. They're gonna have to wait, try and get at least another 2 or 3. And it looks like they're gonna want to commit. Sean with the pin in. Great counter pin from Truth, and they're not even gonna get the touch. That's brilliance from Truth. That's why, you know, he is one of the best Reinhardts to ever exist, maybe.
I've heard that from several sources.
But really, the key there is just rejects on the Sojourn instead of the Cass. It's just much better at dealing with the Torbjorn and the Genji.
Yeah. Club Red's going deep into their spawn here. I guess they're just waiting, trying to get one pick and get out.
Yeah. The calls for getting out appear to be going. Sean trying to pin out. And, I mean, it's not terrible. It slows down a little bit, but, I mean, they do kind of surrender high ground control here. It looks like Truth is going to be the first one up top. And Club Red are all the way back on the bridge, trying to now just start taking high ground.
Yeah, Truth did take high ground, but it seemed like Rejects didn't want to go up there with them, or at least just didn't think to. Yeah, Club Red doesn't seem to have any people that could, like, you know, take great advantage of the high ground, but it's mostly just holding it from Rejects because that's just not really, like, you don't want them up there uncontested.
Yeah, they're all going to start there. Duckland's going to place the Blizzard on cart to try and keep Club Red off of it, but Trippy doesn't really mind that Blizzard. Trippy's just going to do whatever he pleases on that Genji, and it's a pretty clean fight for Club Red.
Yeah, a lot of ults going out there. Sean uses the Earth Shatter, Jamie uses the, or Fortan uses the Rush. So, maybe a little bit of an overinvestment. And they do have an Inno coming up with no blade for it, so not really what you want as an on a Genji team. And Club Black is coming up on 4 ultimates here.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Club Black's to lose here. They're gonna start walking to high ground. With these 4 ults, it's really just how you use them. The beat comes out first, but Rejects doesn't get the beat, so Rejects goes down first. Truth is trying to make something heroic happen. That'll be 1 down by Truth. Having the purple, he's just gonna have to lay it a little bit more. He has that shatter if he wants to use it, and there's still 2 other ults for Club Black, so you feel like Club Black are the ones in control here. Vuitton can't get the TP off, so Club Black looks like they've won this team fight.
Yeah, only using the beat as well, which is, you know, you're definitely only, you have no problems with trading 1 ult for a fight.
Uh-oh. Trippy's caught in the back, it looks like. Curious to see how Trippy can get back into this team fight, but with these 3 ults for Club Black, it just doesn't seem like it's winnable for Club Red. The wall comes out first on cart. Oh, Truth almost gets the pin off, but still, without even getting that, it's still just too much for Club Black here. The nano onto Sean, not going to be enough. Oh my goodness, both Reinhardts are off, and that's Club Black winning another fight.
Yeah, the charge did not exactly get Sean off the map, but it did just boot purple or back just far enough to get him off, so, you know, that little any chance that he could have had of building up the Molten Core, which, you know, he's pretty far, but Purple has been known to do some damage.
And speaking of damage, back onto the Junkrat, you know.
On the Junkrat.
I mean, it felt like something did need to change for Club Red. It felt like it was getting into desperation hour, but without the Junkrat even present on the field, it's really troublesome. But Sean with the big shatter, can this be what makes a difference? Not with Rejects with the railgun, and it looks like Club Red don't have the answers right now.
Yeah, Club Red, you know, Club Black was on the ground and anti-ed, and Club Red just wasn't able to get the shot off onto the Immortality field. Coming up at the very end there, and they C9.
Yeah. We're playing from the draw. Seems like the call for Club Red.
I don't know
Overall,
what else they would do.
yeah.
They don't have much choice.
it just didn't feel like they had the answers on defense. So it'll be a Herculean task to try and get this one held.
Hmm. Yeah, they were doing a pretty good job of holding a first point. They just had some things that didn't go their way. So, 2 minutes and 37 seconds isn't that much of a long shot, in my opinion.
Yeah. One of the factors though is that kind of little quirky Torbjorn pick. Those are some DPS choices from Club Red. We have the Bastion and Echo. So once again, they're kind of relying on some untypical picks that might be the difference in just tripping up Club Black.
Your Club Black pulling out the or I doubt
Oh.
I doubt they're gonna stick with
Oh.
this.
1 HP. Oh,
Oh,
got a pick. Got my
Oh.
one.
Yeah. She's posted up on the wall.
Lovely observing work.
Shout out to our streamer, Mr. QG Hub. We appreciate you.
Let's see if Club Black gets tripped up at all by this Bastion. Using the word trip, slightly a pun intended. And I mean, Club Black are just going fast, and I don't think Club Red are ready for it. They're just gonna have to back all the way to point, wait out this turret for him, and Club Black really, they have all the resources to go if they want.
Yeah. Interested to see how this fight plays out. It's getting pretty
Ooh.
close.
That's a
Does
big
go
first
down.
pick, but there's no sustain for Club Red. It's the problem, and with the Sunny Days still alive on this map, there's no way for Club Red to get back into this.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah, and that will be the map and the match going to Club Black.
Lots of promise from Club Red, but I think just, when there was a fairly similar mirror match, it was pretty obvious Club Black were the more confident on that Brawl comp. But heroics from Trippy, I gotta say, some inspirational DPS picks from Trippy and Purple Orb.
Yeah, this was a great blade from Trippy.
And now we're gonna have an interview from Club Black, the winners, who will be playing Club Gold in just a little bit.
Yep. Very excited for that.
There's this really good player on Club Gold, goes by Spork. Real delight to watch.
Oh
What's up?
jeez.
Oh, you don't want me? No?
Nah. You know what? It'll do. It'll do.
Okay.
I think the viewers were inspired, so I think it's only fair we give the Braden Truth interview.
Mhm.
I am pretty inspiring.
Yeah. So just to start off, I want to say congratulations on the semifinal win. Um, is what was your mindset going into this match? I'm sure as one of the 5 resident Reinhardt mains in Northeastern Overwatch, you've gone up against Scene or Sean
Well,
a fair few times.
I had a sneaking suspicion that we might be playing Orion Mirror, and
Right.
we were pretty confident going into it because I have Club Black in most aspects, just on the individual heroes. I think they're very strong. So
Mhm.
I think without having to lean too deeply into counter picking or trying to out strategize them, I think we just kind of win the neutral and paid off. So
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt Club Black looked really strong in that Brawl comp, but looking ahead, you'll have Club Gold in that championship match where y'all might see a little bit of the ball Hammond play or some different comps. So how do you feel going into that next game?
Well, I'm not going to leak any strategies, but I think we're feeling pretty good going into this.
All
I hope
right.
Ball likes getting bullied.
Oh
All
boy.
right. Fair enough. Well, that'll do it for our interview. Thank you, Braden.
See ya.
And yeah, we're gonna wrap up, go to a break, and we'll be right back with the finals.
Welcome back, everyone, to our very exciting grand finals of the Winter Club Clash 2023. I'm excited to rejoin all of you. For those of you who may be new here or didn't watch the first round, I'm Carter, or Hedwig, joined by my lovely co-caster Juliet, or Finch.
Hello, hello.
And we are now watching Team Gold versus Team Black, who, in terms of rankings, usually they are considered the number 1 and number 2. So a little expected that they'd be in our finals, but even still, always exciting to see. How are you doing today, Juliet?
Pretty good. Had a fun time casting the prior match between Black and Red, and this one should be just as fun, if not even more fun.
Of course. Now, one thing that is interesting about this is in the last match, it was actually Truth, who is currently not in right now, playing tank, and Ducklin on DPS. But as you can see, Black has made 3 different swaps, having Sophia, or F22 Raptor, come in to play support, Sunny Days swap from support to DPS, and Ducklin swap DPS to tank. So perhaps a counter strat, thinking that this isn't what Gold is going to be expecting, so they would prep for it.
Yeah, we see the Mauga come out from Club Black. It's a different choice for sure. Also the Moira from F22 Raptors as a very different choice. And then of course for Club Gold, it's more of that ball comp we saw earlier today, and then the Pharah to go alongside it. And Uranium Boss already up to 89%, 90%. He already has Pharah ult. That's just insane. And it looks like the picks are going alongside it, so it's a really clean first fight for Club Gold, who already have the ult.
Well, I'm not so sure about that ult though. That was really aggressive into a brawl comp.
Yeah, it's very stereotypical Pharah ult, I guess.
I think the benefit that this Mauga comp has is it's so survivable. I mean, Mauga's lifesteal is ridiculous, and the fact it's AoE plus damage reduction, the best way that Gold is going to need to beat this is they have to kind of crush them with angles, force them to make mistakes. Really, their probably best bet is to bully the Moira. That's going to be the easiest target in this comp to take down, especially with the Pharah. They aren't running hit scan though, so Pharah is pretty completely uncontested.
Yeah, uncontested, but if it's not targeting the right right characters, then I don't really know how much value you get out of it, especially just because that Mauga is just not going to be dying anytime soon, especially alongside a Tracer. It's just, I don't know if it's enough damage for Club Gold to really get things done.
Yeah, this comp is kind of a very good example. Ooh, but Sophia does end up going down.
Yeah, the Queso Boys ball, I played against it earlier a little today, and those ults from Queso Boys, you know, a lot of people...
So good at making space.
Yeah, a lot of people blow off Hammond's ult as just kind of like a space maker, but it really does change team fights, and we saw it there. Just getting it all over the point, it made a large difference in where Club Black could set up and what they could get done.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the comp that Black is playing right now is kind of a perfect encapsulation of why Dive hasn't been the strongest in Overwatch 2. I mean, when you look at this, it's so hard to kill anything. You can't burst anything in this comp, which is what Dive is actually good at.
Yeah, Gold ended up getting the Moira first, I think, last fight, and that really was the play. But we're gonna see here the Moira trying to sustain, and the Pharah ult comes out again. Pharah dead again first, and there's the Mauga ult we've been wanting to see.
They're all stuck inside the cage.
Yeah, Duckling gets 2. He does go down for it, but it's really big value, and it looks like Club Black will take point back again.
I mean, Mauga ult is so good into this comp. They want to dive on top of you and collapse on top of you, and then Mauga ult just says, okay, well now you can't leave.
Yeah, looking at this next fight, both DPS ults for Club Black could be pretty valuable. Different to Pharah ults, the Blizzard is actually like a really significant ult and could change team fights, especially if they can isolate the ball, perchance, who doesn't get the best swing. Although,
but again, Sophia dies first.
Yeah,
I mean,
first death is just not ideal.
I mean, they're doing a good job of recognizing that. Oh, goodbye, Talo. This isn't over though, actually. They do get the res off, so this is probably going to be a flip for Gold. Well, I say that, but the Terran invests the beat, so obviously he thinks it's winnable.
Yeah, with Duckland still alive and on the point, it's kind of hard to lodge them off. The Moira does go down again, but as long as Duckland's alive, anything is possible for Club Black. With Sunny Days popping the ult as well, it looks
It's a
like there might not be
Minesweeper.
enough. Yeah, there might not be enough for Club Gold here to try and take back this point.
They're gonna be able to continue stalling, and Duckland is using the E now, so now that it's out, the lifesteal of this comp is really limited. Oh, but far now.
Yeah, third time in a row, just not the ult that you're really wanting to change team fights with.
Yeah. I think Gold is doing a very good job of recognizing that the weakness of this comp is the Moira. Moira is very vulnerable, her only defensive cooldown is Fade, and she doesn't do as much damage, so she's not going to get as much healing from the Mauga E. But I think after you kill the Moira, the problem is nothing else dies, really.
Yeah, the Club Black supports have been doing a really good job of staying alive and just getting value where they can, you know, not overstepping their limits. And even those times where they do get those picks on the Moira, it takes so much, and it takes so much of their positioning, it changes it so much that there's really not a plan after the Moira pick for Club Gold currently.
Absolutely. Now, this comp, I actually really like from Gold. This is Mauga's weakness is, can you out-damage him? And Bastion says yes. Mauga's going to try and get in that Bastion's face, and Bastion's just going to make it so he cannot exist. Unfortunately, Ryan doesn't really play that well into Mauga, from my experience. They do force both Mei cooldowns, though.
Yeah, Duckland tries to get in there, try and just take back space. Moira again goes down. The key here for Club Black is just trying to play around that cooldown of Bastion in turret form, and so far it's just not been working out. Looks like Club Gold have a good read on this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, because they actually did, this is a perfect example of Mauga not really dying, was 1 HP, pops his E, and is suddenly almost at half. But they did a good job that first time playing around the Bastion cooldown. They didn't actually engage until it's just Sophia gets a little bit caught out in the open. Mauga's weakness as a brawl tank is Mauga himself, other than being large, doesn't actually provide any defensive utility when you're crossing pathways. He doesn't have Queen Shout, he doesn't have a shield, anything like that. So it is kind of easy to kill people who are behind him.
Yeah, it looks like first ults here are going to be the Coalescence from the Moira and the back wall from Tambo. Those could be really big, especially that Coalescence. Just keep that sustain up into that Bastion.
Low.
They're all so low. The Coalescence is trying to do everything it can, but the ball about as well. But it's working for Club Black. They're getting picks where they need to, and it's back and forth.
It is. I mean, investment-wise, you're probably happy with that if you're Black. It's Bastion and Bobble for Coalescence. I think that's a trade you're happy with. I think the real issue is Queso Boy's gonna hit a massive shatter here. There's no defensive, the only real defensive tool that stops shatter is wall, which is entirely possible. Oh, that's Blizzard.
It's down, but it's a really good Blizzard from Redix, and it's gonna be another teamfight win for Club Black.
I mean, that Blizzard was so perfect. They got walled in. There was nothing they could do. Bastion was already in there. And then Queso Boys invests the Shatter on top of it. That being said, they do have both supportals from the side of Gold, and Window's just going to shred through some of these health bars. Got a lot of sustain. Can't survive one shot since we see Sunny Days just die instantly.
Yeah, that should be the go sign for Club Gold to just try and get in there. Although the Bastion does go down, they still do have the number advantage. They get the Mauga, so this should be a team fight win for Club Gold. And interestingly, looking at the old economy, it was Black who invested the sound barrier and not Gold, but
Yeah,
still
I thought
Gold
Gold
came out on
invested
top.
it, but no, it was Black that invested it. That's interesting. That's actually really important because now that Bix has this sound barrier, Duckland's ult isn't going to be nearly as effective. I mean, yes, it's still obviously a giant trap, but now they're going to have so much more health, so long as the Lucio gets stuck in it, because it is a shield, so it does block the ult technically.
Yeah, that's the key part. There is the possibility it gets blocked off. We're gonna see Duckland go in and use it.
Well, he chooses
And
it.
Sport goes down. No!
No! Oh, well, we were talking about that, but I guess the counter to that is, unfortunately, it's a very tiny space. You can't really get away from the damage.
Ajax
it is
ball.
Aw. It is a 2-for-1 though, and the rest of the ults for gold look very good. I'm interested to see, can they catch Sophia's Coalescence? Ever since the Moira change where she could fade, it's a lot harder to kill Moira in Coalescence. That was kind of always its weakness, was that she wasn't mobile.
Ooh, big shattered. 3 down.
Sim Shatter! They do actually kill Sophia in the, whatever it's called, Coalescence. That's huge. But the Bob investment after? I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, that was a game-changing shatter potentially, because the Blizzard did come out from Club Black as well, and that was kind of a major win condition. So now it's going to be a little bit of desperation for Club Black to
It's
try and
gonna
get back into
be
this.
Just Window. Window's the only ult on board. Maybe we get towards, yeah, really nothing else. And maybe B if the fight goes an extremely long time.
Yeah, Club Gold are the ones.
So low.
Taylor goes
but
down first, Duckland goes down as well. It's back and forth, but Club Gold are the ones with possession of the point and the wall, so there should be that sustain. It's really going to be a miracle from Club Black if they're able to bring this one back.
I mean, the problem is they don't actually have a tank right now. No Mauga means that it's really hard for them to sustain through all of this heavy damage. There's nothing to soak all the Bastion focus fire. I was almost back, but no one can touch, and a very good round from Gold.
Yeah, it was a good response to the Mauga comps, and it'll make this last round very interesting.
Yeah, now we're going to go to Gardens, and this is going to be interesting. I expect that Black is probably going to stick on this comp. I would also expect that they're going to have to need a sim, because otherwise I don't really see how they get to the point.
There's the sim for Gold.
For Gold, interesting. So Gold is opting to mirror the Brawl. I mean, they did just win on it, but they were going to run dive. This would be the point. Huh. I guess they figure, hey, we just won the last point on Brawl, why not mirror it again?
Yeah, a little clash of philosophies, but we'll see who comes out on top.
I think the sim is going to be kind of devastating for Black's comp. I mean, sim is going to do so much damage into all of them, get constant beam charge, and then once you build, honestly, Wall is probably a very good ult to counter Mauga's ult. It splits it right down the middle and lets you kind of fight against it, splitting power.
Yeah, and as if that sim wasn't enough, there's also the Bastion on play once again, which, you know, is always just a pest to deal with and to try and out-sustain.
The invest Wall and the Mauga E. Oh, the Reaper is in the middle of all of them. Duckland goes down first, though.
That was such a good lamp from Tambo, keeping everyone alive for Club Gold. And, you know, it really could have gone either way, but it was really that lamp, that sustain, that made the difference in that fight. And I think just in general, it makes a large difference in these compositional choices. The Moira has a lot of interesting value, but I don't know if it's the right choice.
Ult, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of Moira's value comes from her ult, and yes, Moira can build her ult. This comp is almost defined by how fast it builds Moira ult. But every fight you don't have it, Moira feels like a vulnerability.
Yeah, and another vulnerability, I feel like...
the sim wall, jeez.
Wow.
That's so much damage coming off the bat.
But the sim wall does not really affect Duckland, who can punch through it. Yeah, but Duckland a little isolated, and Reachix goes down first without that Mei. There's just no sustain, no pick potential for Club Black.
Yeah, I mean, that was... Club Gold looks a lot more coordinated. Their focus attempts are a lot better onto Club Black. Like, they're just deleting one target after another, where, like there, you saw Duckland going after the sim, but then the rest of the team was behind. Not a lot of actual focus on any given target, and in Brawl, that's what you need, otherwise nothing's gonna die.
And that was a really good, effective, cheap fight for Club Gold, who only used the Bastion ult, so they still have 4 ults to try and hold down this point. You would think even if they lose this team fight, they probably do get close to 99% just with the way this point is.
I mean, the issue is Black needs to take this fight quick, otherwise this is gonna be the last fight. I mean, we're at 74%, the magic number is 85. This is gonna be last fight, unless this just gets, unless this ends instantly.
The wall comes down, splits point in half. It looks like promising for Club Gold, who have everything set up, and a big shatter gets 3 down.
Massive shatter!
And that will do it.
Too late.
Everything from Club Black, just a little too late. The wall, the blizzard, the lamp, and
Duckland's trying to save it, but no.
Yeah, a really good Rhine swap here from Club Gold, and they're showing why, at least, you know, supposedly they're the better of the two club teams just based on rankings.
Yeah, but I mean, Black did a very good job. They found the comp that beats the dive comp. I think now what they need to do is figure out either how to beat the brawl comp with this Mauga comp, or they need to find a different comp, because it's sort of, the game is either do you want to keep counter swapping them and just try and out counter swap gold, or do you try and beat them on this one comp that you know beats their dive comp?
Yeah, and it begs the question, who do they want in that tank position? Do they want Ducklin to continue playing the Malga and flex if needed? Or do they bring on Brayden for that Reinhardt, which looked really good in the last map?
Yeah, it definitely looks good. I think the weakness is if you put Brayden on that Reinhardt, you're probably not having access to that Mauga comp. Maybe Brayden can play Mauga, but Brayden is kind of infamous for being the Rhine player. So I think if you swap it out, you lose a lot of that flexibility, and it's possible Gold just swaps to the dive comp, and Rhine doesn't do a whole lot to that comp, especially not compared to what Mauga can do. We'll definitely see. I like this approach from Black, though. They recognize that maybe they can't necessarily out mechanic Gold, especially on this dive comp, which is very mechanic heavy and stuff like that, but they can win by overpowering them with this incredibly brutal comp. They're taking them to Blizzard World.
That's interesting. I think
That's
that
a
could
weird
that
choice.
could be conducive to some more ball gameplay. Who has a lot of fun on that open space all across Blizzard World.
It's they're like it's like they're inviting Gold to play this ball comp. They're like, play it. We know you want to, and then we're going to beat you on that comp. Um,
and
Although
I've
Blizzard World
never.
is also especially first point, you can get away with some pretty fast brawls. I mean, the corners approaching first point are really tight and short, so it's easy to just get in there and get right in their face.
Yeah, Blizzard World is one of those maps that can snowball really easily on that second point. So, um, I don't think it's a bad choice, but I do think they're putting a lot of eggs into a lot of baskets to pick Blizzard World here.
Yeah, I mean, they're they're probably going into this expecting that if Gold plays their signature ball dive comp, they can beat it with the Mauga comp, and so they're expecting them to play something else, and so they have to beat that other comp. Um, but who knows? Maybe Gold comes out here. I think the Pharah comp, the Pharah variation of the dive comp feels a little interesting. Well, this is neither of the comps we talked about. This is a poke comp, which, I mean, makes sense. Poke is very prevalent on this map. It's just not something that we have seen Gold play before. At least
I
not
do
to
think,
my remembrance.
yeah, not today at least, and I don't hate it. I think on this first point, especially those long sightlines, if you get set up and you start getting things going your way, hitting shots, it could be trouble for Ducklin, who's on that Malga.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this comp plays very well to a lot of these players' strengths. Tambo is a very good BAP. Peyton is a very good Hanzo. Sam is a very good Ashe. Spork or Bix is a very good Zen. I don't entirely know how comfortable Queso Boys is on this segment. I'm sure he's fine, considering Queso Boys does seem decently flexible. I do like this adjustment, though. I mean, this Mauga comp is going to have a little bit of a hard time running through these. You see how much damage they take just trying to cross to this high ground.
Yeah, they had to just commit cooldowns just to even get cross and get that high ground, but the nice thing about poke is you can just keep backing up and you can still get value, you can still keep doing damage. So they're gonna wrap all the way around.
I mean, this is how you have to play Brawl in this point if you want to win. But the answer is exactly what Gold is doing, which is literally just splitting the point. I don't like how weak the right one side of the point is. You only have Peyton over here. The rest of the team is kind of clumped together. I wish it was a little bit more split. And they're hitting the go button, and now we have to see, will they be able to sustain this Brawl phase?
Yeah, no, the trouble for Club Gold is that they're the ones who have to essentially attack point because it's Club Black who have control of the point. And so I don't know if they played that right. It's how passive they were and the routes they took to try and split.
The way that you have to play this poke comp, we play poke comps a lot in varsity, but the way we tend to play this is you don't get kills in the brawl phase, you get them when they're rotating and transitioning, so you really need the angles to be able to see them when they are doing those rotations. And they had really good angles on the first rotation, and you see how punished Black was for taking that rotation, how long they had to wait. But they didn't have any angles really set up for the second time they rotated, so they were just able to freely take point control. And then one of the angles was mostly unsupported. It was just Peyton on that off angle when you could afford to send Zen over there or Bap over there, because otherwise the pressure that just Hanzo provides alone isn't enough to really control that.
Yeah, Club Gold not feeling comfortable on the poke any longer, so they're going to bring out the Brawl, and Ducklin is going to respond by bringing out the Reinhardt himself. So back to some more Brawl, but you know, since Club Gold or Club Black were the ones starting out on the Brawl, they're going to have ult advantage here going into this next fight.
I mean, both teams though opt to keep a poke element with the Ashe and the Sojourn. Don't peek an Ashe through a window, Sophia. That's not gonna go well for you, unfortunately. And now they're down Lucio or Moira. I think if you're Gold, you need to watch and just run at them in here. They don't have the sustain to outbrawl you.
Yeah.
They're choosing not to, which I don't necessarily like. And now Black is forcing the fight in a place that's slightly more favorable for them.
Yeah, passive choice from Club Golds, and it's really even, and it's hard to see who can come out on top here. One thing to note is that Club Gold do have the spawn advantage being on defense, so if they can just play this out long term, you would think those picks might come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, they take out the Sojourn, so that's probably going to be fine for here. But still, I don't like how passive Gold played that. They need to, when you get picks in these brawl comps, you need to take those advantages and kind of force them, either getting a ton more space for yourself, or Queso Boys as well. That's very damaging. Yeah, that's a lot of cooldowns, and now Black can just wait here. They don't care about this Bob.
The great thing about Black's Bush, oh no.
Oh, Linder, no. He was trying to boop the Bob off, and he ends up taking like 10 Bob shots plus an Ashe shot. That's really not what you want from that. I mean, Gold wasted resources, and Linder went, it's fine, I'll give you a kill for it.
I was gonna say Club Black had the advantage of getting so far on that part push that they only really needed one fight, but now it looks like it'll be two fights with the way respawns come in here. And ults will start coming out for Club Golds. They're trying to take the aggression now, trying to change the tempo of this match, and it doesn't get much.
It does force the ice block though.
Yeah, and now Club Gold have the two support ults, and oh no, but
That's
Rejix is the first
kill,
one with the pick. now it's Club Black's turn to really try and make something happen with the Sojourn ult.
They're playing so passive with this beat. You invest beat, you need to go in. I know the Sojourn is overclocking, but you have beat, you have an extra, I don't remember how much health beat gives, but I think it's close to 600. That's a lot of Sojourn shots that she's gonna have to chunk through you.
Oh, the shatter.
Oh, it gets blocked by a very nice wall by X.
Yeah.
And then this Coalescence, that's probably gonna spell, well, Tambo decides he thinks he can win that.
Yeah, this looks like it's all Club Blacks. And now the issue, 3 minutes, that's a lot of time for Club Black here. They're feeling good.
100% getting staggered here,
Yeah, the staggers are really bad.
Oh, both, Bastion is so slow. Bastion probably might die here too.
Surely, yeah.
43, yeah. That's really bad. That's gonna probably put them close to one fight territory with how fast this card is gonna move. Maybe one fight and like a staggered fight on a point. Ult-wise though,
yeah.
Oops, you go.
Okay, I was just gonna say, the closer you get to like the final area that you're trying to get to, the more valuable that Meg ult gets, because there's less areas to really back out and get away. So be looking out for this Blizzard here. It could have a lot of value.
Yeah, I mean, into a brawl comp, this Blizzard could be huge. And we also see, oh, Sama is all the way in a flank. I don't know if that's actually the best play here. I mean, you're now basically making it a 4v5 on point for your team. Say that though, and nothing's actually dying yet.
This is a really interesting flank from Taylor.
He's so far back there, and he's not getting the value while Queso Boys goes down.
Yeah, this looks like it'll be Club Black bringing it close to the finish, if not all the way. Halo gets the Moira, but it's not enough. And And everyone
Yeah.
else is down.
No one else can touch, and that was dominating from Black. They got a little bit caught up on second point, but they destroyed on first point, and third point was an easy roll as well. I think Gold's playing passive. They're just playing so safe against this comp, especially when they invest ults of their own. They need to be on the offensive. They need to be taking space, taking aggro, doing things with all of this space that they're giving, especially with a Bastion.
Yeah, we saw Gold with a good reaction mid-map on Lijiang. Let's see if they can do it here, because right now things are just they're not working. It's a close fight, and fights are close, but overall feels like Black have the better read on this map and this meta right now.
Interesting. So they're gonna choose. I like this. I really like this actually because you know that Ducklin is probably gonna not be playing the Mauga. He's probably gonna be playing the Reinhardt, which means Reinhardt is much more vulnerable to these dives. Does not have nearly the sustain, especially for his team that Mauga does. And Sojourn, as a hit scan, Sojourn is technically a hit scan DPS, but her main form of damage, her rails are hit scan, but in order to build those rails, she needs to hit projectiles, which is really hard to do on a Pharah. So this Pharah is going to go almost completely uncontested.
Yeah, Black are gonna have some trouble here. I think it'll be interesting to see where exactly Queso Boys plans to attack from. And it'll be almost a two-pincered attack with the Pharah and the ball. So Club Black are really gonna have to play disciplined and not get separated.
Club Black needs to not play this grouped up. This is just inviting Pharah to get so much damage. I know that they are a brawl comp, but they have the poke elements. Mei can do a lot of poke damage. Pharah, Soder can do a lot of poke damage. Look at how much damage they can take while they're all grouped up.
It's even trades across the board so far. Losing the Moira though on defense is not ideal. That really takes away a lot of that sustain. So it looks like this Pharah might just start getting to work here, especially with the ball still alive too. You really don't have anything to deal with this
so
ball.
Low. A nice headshot from Reggie though to keep it even still.
Yeah, losing the Moira, I think, is really what brought curtains
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah, the Lucio is important in this comp, don't get me wrong, but Moira is the healing that you need to be able to survive. That being said, they actually surprisingly don't get any of these kills, and they're gonna have beat actually for this recontest.
They're gonna drop it, and now it'll be go for Club Black, but the Pharah ult is there. Oh no.
It's a good trade from Reggie. The problem is you really need your Reinhardt to be able to have staying power on this point. You also have to stop a res coming through. This almost goes down to some very nice mage shots from Reggie.
Yeah, this is difficult though for Black because that Hammond ult is on the point, so they have to be really careful on how they tiptoe around it, and it's just hard for them to get this recontest. I don't think they'll be able to do it.
I mean, they're doing a very good job of burning time. Really, that's kind of what they have to do at this point.
Oh no.
Here walks into the pulse bomb that was meant for Reggie. And yeah, this is
Oh.
random double. Tam actually invests the Valk, surprisingly. Little bit
We
of a
might-
weird choice.
Yeah, I was thinking we might see the comp switch, but the Pharah is still out, so they're gonna keep running with it.
I think, I mean, so long as they're on this comp, I think the Pharah works fine. The Pharah is going to go uncontested. The second point is so open compared to everything else. Almost a boop. That was close.
You don't see many boops on that area of the map, but it's always possible.
It's risky. I like this though. They're rotating around point. They're taking point control. This is what they need to do. Unfortunately, they catch Sojourn.
Yeah, this Tracer Pharah is getting a lot more value here than we saw in Lijiang, and I think it's the Reinhardt versus the Mauga that's making a large difference. Here, you can use that Tracer and start getting picks, and the Reinhardt really can't do anything about it.
I agree. I think the other difference is the point that they were running this on is very enclosed. Mauga can the team can kind of sit in corners and clump and not have to worry about getting pinched too much. It's very close range. This point is so open for Brawl, or for Dive to just kind of go wild. I'm glad that I see Ducklin swap. That is going to help them with a lot of the sustain, but still, there at the end, and this words are difficult sometimes, you know? That ball ult, thank you, Brain, for being able to process words, is going to create so much space.
Yeah, good aggression from Gold, just showing how powerful the dive is when you're the one determining the tempo. And they're just going to keep sticking with it. If the fire doesn't work here, maybe a swap just because of how enclosed this third point is, but it's been working, so no point in switching up. And another player to highlight is Talo on this Tracer. It feels like they've been the one getting first pick in a lot of team fights, and that's just the power of Tracer that has, that's why she's been a mainstay in the meta for basically all of Overwatch. And
a little bit of a solo ult here on for Reggie.
Yeah, Uranium Boss does get one with the ult, but does go down, and we'll see if the res... I don't know if they get it off. No.
Very nice kill from Sunny. That might be able to keep them in this, but Sunny is so low. Does be able to get the mini, but I think still well, no, Maga got the E off.
Oh, Spark, good beat. Oh no.
Queso boys?
Wow.
Mistake.
Ball is so hard to kill. I guess the easiest way to kill Ball is just let him do it himself.
It's true, very, very true. A nice kill on Reggie though. That's gonna make it very hard for them to be able to stay in it here this close. You're not gonna have a lot of that sustain. As we see Peyton, they do opt to swap to this brawl comp. I think that's probably right.
Yeah, they have a lot of time. There's no need to panic.
Mauga's taking so much damage.
And how does Duckland get out? I mean, they...
50% damage reduction on charge plus 30%
Yeah.
damage reduction on E is a hell of a damage reduction.
Yeah, but even then it's not enough, and it's hard to commit all those resources into the Mauga and not even get him out of it. So Gold continuing to take space here. Duckland does have the ult. Drops it on point, captures two, it looks like, just the Reinhardt and the Lucio.
Bastion shreds through it. That's the other power of this Bastion.
Yeah, you might not even be able to realize that ult can be broken, but with the Bastion it can.
Oh yeah. Good reach. Oh, I'm not so sure about that Coalescence. That seemed very late in the game, and I mean, Coalescence is kind of a team fight, team winning ult on its own in this. You have to answer it with another ult, otherwise it's just too much sustain and too much damage. No matter what, Gold is going to have less time on this bank now. They can't cap this in 8 seconds.
Feels like this needs to be the fight for Gold. They essentially have 5 ults coming up, whereas Black really only has the Sojourn ult and the beat. So there needs to be really good value out of these ults from Gold. Need to get something done, and the wall will be the first thing to go down, but it's a really good May wall to negate it.
So low. He doesn't go down. It gets charged in a little bit.
But the Bastion does go down, so it's not the cleanest from Gold. We'll see if they're all the way to get it, all the way to point. It's a good Blizzard.
It's the doofus to touch 50. Okay, they do manage to cap.
A little celebratory beat from Spork, but it was those 5 ults that made a big difference. It just allowed them to go, and there's only so much sustain what you have with the Lucio and the Moira.
Mauga can provide a lot of healing to himself. Unfortunately, Bastion plus Window does a lot of damage. I liked how Gold ended up playing though, especially on that dive comp with how aggressive they were being. On defense, they were so passive on this Rhyme comp. They weren't taking advantage of the ults they were using. They were so scared, it seemed like. And on attack, they're like, no, we're going to take our space. We're going to make you fall back into our concaves, and then we're just going to crush you with this Pharah.
Yeah, that was a really nice snowman close-up. I appreciate that.
We love our production giving us cute little images like that.
I mean, overall, this map in particular, really interesting attention to detail, and it's part of the reason.
It's such a unique map.
Yeah.
I know people don't like this map. I also am not the greatest fan of this map, but you can't say that this map doesn't have so many cool details in it. Hey, we're getting a little tour of the map. This is a motto that all Overwatch players should live by. Play nice, play fair.
Yeah, but we're seeing the Bastion, so I don't know if we're following
not
that
so sure about
today.
play nice, yeah.
But
Duckland is not allowed to have some fun when there's a Bastion on the board.
Wow, and I think Black were maybe expecting the Pharah because they come out with the Cassidy and the Sojourn.
They were definitely expecting the Pharah here. That's a really good read from Gold then to come out on this. I mean, Kree is not in the greatest state right now. He's not going to do any. Oh, careful, Reggie.
It's a good wall, and it looks like Gold are going to be able to start walking here. They have a lot of low members on Black. They do have that high ground advantage now too, so it's going to be on Black to try and respond.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just wait until Peyton gets form and then kind of run them down, which is exactly what they're choosing to do. They have the Rhine isolated, and Rhine's going to go down.
It's even trades right now, 4v4. Gold are the ones on point, but it looks like Black are the ones with the pick potential here. Reject's doing a lot of work.
So much damage from the Sojourn on the high ground. Is he going to be able to survive the Bastion?
It's like just enough.
Absolutely beautiful play there, though, from Regex. I think 3 there, getting on that high ground, getting that angle. Oh, Taylor getting a touch. But they did get over a tick, which means they can win this.
It's very up in the air. Another swap we didn't really get to mention is that F-22 Raptor went to the BAP instead of the Moira, I think for the first time today. And it seemed to pay dividends, just a lot more sustained for Black, and helped out, I guess, in not getting picked first, which has kind of been a problem for the Moira. Not necessarily at the fault of Sophia, just because
Moira is just vulnerable to these comps.
it's the win condition in a way for Gold. They didn't have that, so a good attack, but a good response from Black.
Absolutely. This
Oh
is
my
certainly interesting. This is probably just out of spawn. I would love to see the Widow here, but I sincerely doubt they're sticking on. Yeah.
Oh.
This
Wow.
is interesting. This might be a. Oh, I think this is actually a cute scouting comp. The Sombra will probably TP to the high ground. If they were going to do it, the Sombra would TP to the high ground, and then the Life Weaver would pull them backwards. Once they get the scouting. But if they're actually running this Widow, I mean, they will probably swap immediately as soon as they realize there's no Pharah. Widow's not going to be able to do a lot into this comp. But we will see.
Yeah, not a lot of time, 144, but you know, there's enough time to just
It's
try
approximately
something
2
out.
fights.
Oof, Sport playing with fire there, and that'll be it for the Widow.
The entire team was sitting in spawn, waiting. Yeah, okay, they're swapping. That makes sense. But still, that actually burns a decent amount of the time off their clock. They're probably looking at 1 fight now, just like Gold had on their attack.
Yeah, Amira across the map, except Sojourn and Bastion difference. Bastion on the defense. It'll be really tough to deal with that if you're Black.
The thing Black does have is they do have a full minute here. Bastion's the second Bastion, I think you need to back up. Just leave.
Ooh, but Gold aren't letting them. They're the ones who take the aggressive stance, and it's a trade. It's chaos on
A
second
lot of
point.
trades. Everyone's dying. I don't know who's winning. It's a 3v3, I think, right now.
You would think Gold have the advantage with spawns in the position of the team fight. Tamba, ooh, that's a huge bat pick
That's
on
really
a counterpart.
bad, and Reggie is so close to dying. Actually, probably will die here. I mean, there's not really going to be a lot of ways they get out.
Yeah,
they do
Reggie
go
goes down. They were
20
super close to the ult too. That could have been huge for the Mei ult there, but it looks like Gold are gonna be the ones who come up on top here.
Oh, those are really bad staggers. They're at 15 seconds now. It's gonna be Moira or Lucio to touch, but Lucio's getting hard shoved out.
Yeah, trying to do something fancy with the wall rides, but I don't think it's enough. There's just no way.
Wall right on accident.
Can he
Does
get there?
touch?
Oh my goodness.
He touches but instantly dies. No supports.
This looks like Curtains. Gold with a really good defensive showing.
Gold had an excellent defense there. I mean, perfectly played, not letting them get out when they Bastion formed. As we see the 2 blizzards on the ground, little pretty blue circles. And let's see some excellent Tracer play. Taylor was doing phenomenal this entire game.
Stick on a Moira. That's Moira's one of the
rare.
harder characters to land on, and then assuming she doesn't have Fade even.
I'm presuming Sophia must not have had Fade, which is probably a good read.
Yeah.
overall, ooh, and we're going to Flashpoint third. Very exciting. I mean,
It's been two close maps. I mean, Black, they're in this. You know, the reverse sweep, it's definitely a possibility here. And
it
Flashpoint is
feels
one of
like,
those maps that's a little different in how it plays, so could be.
yeah, it feels like Black has a strat that they devise a strat pre-map that works against whatever comp Gold is playing, and that works, and they're running with it, and they do a really good job. But they're not as good at adjusting mid map to whatever Gold throws at them. Whereas Gold is comp swapping. They've shown us all three major comps now. They've shown us the poke, which only for a little bit. They showed us the dive. They showed us the brawl. So interesting to see how if Black can actually able to adjust to all of the different comps that they're throwing at them.
And I think it's also just, you know, hats off to Gold who have that comfort and that like pure skill ability to just deal with whatever Black tries to throw at them. You know, I think um, Gold have looked solid across everything, except for when Black have like some special plan devised.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, have we gotten a Flashpoint? No, we have not gotten a Flashpoint map yet. Of these two maps, the ball comp is better on Servasa. New Junk City is a lot more close range. It's a difficult choice if you're Black, really. Unfortunately, we don't have that many Flashpoint options. We have just the two, and both of them are very. You have to be fast. Whatever comp you pick, you have to be fast in order to work on these Flashpoints. I would probably take New Junk City. Yeah, they're gonna choose New Junk City. That would be. It is the better pick in my opinion. I think you're a little too vulnerable to some of those ball comps on. Ooh, they're actually choosing to. They're going back to their comp against Red.
And
Interesting.
you would think that means they're putting all the eggs in the Reinhardt basket with Truth, which I think New Junk City is a good map for it. But I
New
mean,
Junk
Gold
City
have
is the right map to choose if that's the comp. You don't
for
want to
sure.
take you to Servasa. It's too open. You're too vulnerable to Forest Strats.
But also, I think Gold might have the answers for a Reinhardt comp. So we'll see how
Yeah,
this shakes out.
it's risky for sure. You're not to say Brayden isn't flexible, but he is known for one very specific character. Um, and I mean, he's very good at that character, but Gold has proven that they can kind of beat the Reinhardt comp already. Not this specific lineup of the Reinhardt comp, but they have proven it when Ducklin was on the Rhine. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and now Ducklin will be the May option for them. I'm assuming we'll see the May. It's just kind of, you know, an assumed piece of the Reinhardt comp.
I mean, May is so pivotal. I wonder what that word means. It's so pivotal to these brawl comps. With the slow, the walls, the resources to self-sustain. May has become almost the face. Funnily enough, May is probably the biggest face of Brawl because the tanks will rotate around May, the DPS will rotate around May, but the May seems to kind of just always be prevalent. I say as, in fact, they are not running a May right now.
Could just be TP out of spawn. We'll
It's
see.
probably a TP out of spawn, but, well, you wouldn't really want May to do that.
That's true.
So they might be opting for like a Sojourn angle? Meanwhile, on the other side, we are seeing a Queen Brawl comp, which I personally have always been a fan of. It's the comp that our current varsity team is kind of known for on current patch. Slight variations, but similar. They are sticking on this Symmetra. Interesting.
I like this Queen a lot. I think it'll get a lot done. It's a good read, knowing
It's gonna
that.
do so much damage.
I mean, with Truth coming in, you knew that Black were gonna play the Brawl, so I think this is the right response from Gold.
Absolutely, as we're seeing a little bit of a ring around the rosy game as both teams are constantly running around. I mean, the problem is you're going to be so stacked. This queen is going to get so much damage with Carnage, plus Bleed procs, plus Shotgun. Like, it's going to be hard to survive this.
It will be Black who get point first, and it's kind of been a slow approach from Gold so far, and the good TP on the Bastion. So Black are going to take this first fight, it looks like, with that
It's not
Bastion
over
set
yet.
up.
I mean, the queen, as you can see, Queen does so much damage and actually manages to take one of them down.
It's the Bastion, but I don't know if it's enough with the Reinhardt and the Lucio and the BAP still up.
It's going to be difficult. Yeah, I think they just have to die here. Halo is unfortunately getting themselves a little staggered. Does look like they managed to get out. Nicely done. Yeah, unfortunately their Uranium boss is not the person you want to die first. It negates a lot of your brawl power. This Tracer isn't great in Brawl v Brawls. They probably did this under the expectation that maybe there would be a poke element.
The nature of Flashpoint, we're already on final fight, and
These points tick so fast.
yeah, you would think Black have ult advantages here with Sunny Days with the wall first. How are they going to use it? They oh, it's a big pulse. Oh no, outside of the lamp.
Oh, so close.
And that's
I mean,
a big pick.
That's probably this fight. I mean, it looks like they're forcing it, interestingly enough. I'm not entirely sure why.
Oh, even the shatter, but I mean, is it enough? Black is set up with the ball, but it's not enough, and that's so many ult investments.
That's shatter and window, it looks like, for basically nothing. It's pulse. It's so unfortunate that Reggie was right on the edge of that BAP lamp. So close. And now you're coming up on the Mei ult. I mean, Mei ult is going to be devastating in this so long as Talo doesn't get caught here.
Oh. That's really unfortunate, because now it's Black with the advantage.
Still, oh, that's a massive Mei ult. Brian's
It's a
gonna
massive mail, and Linder doesn't have the B yet, so there's no response for it other than that lamp.
huge rampage.
The B gets off though.
Barely comes through. Every ult is getting poured in here. It's literally just, well, I was about to say it's just the Bastion ult, except Bastion died, so now there's no ults on the field.
Gold are gonna need something heroic here as they're losing numbers. It looks like
Just
Black
a bunch
will
of
be on it.
raids. I mean, one is so low, actually dies to the bleed from that. I'm not sure if the Rhine is the focus you want. You need to kill this Baptiste. Yeah, and actually,
Oh, big pulse from
the
Talo.
pulse. Talo comes out clutch. I think that was 3 or so kills from Talo in that fight. That is the power of Tracer. Tracer does not die in these comps. He's going says, I don't want you to get the kill. I'm taking myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the beauty of Tracer in these comps. Tracer is so annoying, can put up so much damage, and then when you're not paying attention, Tracer just comes in and takes you out.
Another thing to highlight there is that Gold were coming in with the Joker Queen ult and the May Blizzard, and Linder didn't have that beat yet. Linder ended up getting the beat, but it was very late after both ults had come out, and it was sustained, but it wasn't enough to really change the team fight.
Yeah, the problem is by the time the beat ended, everyone was still 1 HP because of those ults earlier, so there wasn't a ton of sustain. Gets the shatter
Big
off.
shatter.
Yeah,
And
that's gonna be this fight.
Looked like it knocked 2 down, but it's just a really cheap and valuable way to win a team fight there.
Yeah, I mean, Shatter, if you can hit it, unfortunately, especially with the advent of Kiriko and Baptiste, Shatter has become a bit of a weaker ult just because...
Oh, no.
Oh, that's bad. Getting a little dead body POV. But Shatter has become a little bit of a weaker ult just because there's so much support utility that can deal with Shatter. But when you hit the supports that provide the utility, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we're in a really weird limbo here because all of Gold's ults aren't ready yet, but they will be in the next like 10 or 15 seconds, so it's really interesting to see if they just wait for these to farm, or they just try and start taking some form of aggression. It looks like they're playing patiently, but it'll be Black who want to change that.
Fight, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that from Black.
Unfortunately, Bastion gets separated from his team and is going to go instantly down. The lamp comes out too. I'm not exactly sure where it wins.
And that's a big rampage, and that should do it. And really good from Gold there. I mean, it was really awkward how they had to wait for those ults, but they used them well when they got them, and they only used 2, so they still have 3 for this next fight.
Yeah, and also, fortunately, Brayden doesn't build almost any ult charge off of that. He only is at 33%, which means for this next fight, he's nowhere close. They're going to have to rely on these support ults. Bastion ult, unfortunately, isn't a great ult. Its main use... Ooh, and that's lamp out. That's bad.
Yeah, Sunny Days is gonna need to have a big wall here to try and change things around. It's a good beat from Linder to
They
keep
do
the
manage to get
sustain.
out of the beat, yeah.
And now for Black, using this wall, can Bap get something done? Can they try and take the aggression and win this team fight?
Ooh, that's a really aggressive pin, but they do manage to get queso, boys.
This looks like it should be Black's with the ult if they need it, but I don't even think they need it. So Club Black will take this point,
Yeah,
and it's tied up at 1-1.
I love every time we spectate Brayden, all I hear is just come here, come here, just on repeat.
I mean, Reinhardt takes a certain amount of swagger, and I think Wasteland Spammy definitely gets that off.
Oh, absolutely. Overall, though, I'm not super surprised that point would go the side of Black. Looking at the comps, that is a very open point. It's going to allow the Bastion and the Symmetra to get poke damage, and then you just TP on top of them, and there's nothing they can do. Unfortunately, the game doesn't ever actually show us the point when it's spectators, but I'm presuming it's Ducks. Yeah.
Very,
If
very
it's-
closed map, so
Yeah.
very different.
But Tamo actually goes down first. That's huge, and they invest a beat here.
Another shatter from Truth, and it might be what changes it, or keeps going for Black, I should say.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll be a clean fight.
They managed to kill Bastion, but the beat investment, I understand it from the standpoint of, oh, they think you can still win this fight, but without BAP sustain, you're going to be really far down, and you need something to die almost instantly in order for you to be able to stabilize that. Otherwise, you're just never going to be able to win the sustain battle. I'm surprised Taylor didn't throw a pulse.
Yeah, and now they have the trouble of trying to get back into the fight in a meaningful way.
Although I'm actually not, I don't believe Pulse one-shots Bastion anymore, because it does 350 damage.
Yeah, probably would have seen the lamp out anyway, which is not a terrible trade.
It's not, but maybe saving it for someone slightly more impactful, like the BAP itself, for example. They invest the window, but I don't think the window gets anything. Do get the BAP lamp.
Gold with the ults here. If they can get the blizzard off, there it is. It looks like it caught Truth, or at least, yeah.
Oh, and it looks like Sunny Days actually accidentally walked into it. But overall, a lot of ults invested there from Gold, and almost nothing from Black. If you're Black, I think you're happy with that. You have Bastion ult, you have Wall, you have Beat, you almost have another Shatter. All you have to worry about is the Queen ult.
And you have the beat for it, yeah.
Yeah.
And the lamp, even if it's that significant of an ult. But you know, Black do feel good about it, but they can't get complacent with Flashpoint. How quickly these points charge up. Only 2 caught with the Rampage. It gets 1. The BAP's trade, and
it's tank for a DPS though.
Upland is alive
so
and
scrappy.
with the sim and the bat.
Okay, so boys get slowed. He can't actually walk close.
Yeah, Duckland's staying alive throughout all of that. It's just too much damage. Gold really couldn't do anything for it.
I think that was honestly kind of poor focus fire from the side of Gold. They get the 2 isolated. I mean, you isolate, I believe it was Sunny Days and Brayden. Funnily enough, I believe they walled it. They themselves walled it. Or no, it was Talo that walled it. But yeah, they're separated. You need to be able to get those kills early, and they get 2 kills straight it back.
Yeah, and now for this next point, it's similar in the oh no, the shatter misses. I was saying it's similar in the way it's very small and tight corners, and it looks like Gold or Black are gonna once again benefit from this.
I mean, honestly, phenomenal TP plays from Duckland on this Symmetra, getting the TPs behind enemy lines. When we were watching that Bastion, didn't even realize that the TP was behind until it was too late, and that's what forced him to drop. Unfortunately, the drop was right as the Reinhardt shatter came through, so it technically missed. We'll call it a zoning shatter. It was a zoning shatter. But overall, I mean, they're looking phenomenal with this lineup in. Apparently they decided that this is how they're not gonna try and cheese strat it with Mauga. They're just gonna be honest to goodness Overwatchers with a Bastion.
Yeah, not a lot of ults on the table, but Black do have both support ults, and I think that could be a real difference. Since they're the ones defending too, it just means high sustain. They should be able to hold on to this point if they play things right.
So much damage coming through. It forces the beat from Spork, and that's bad. I mean, Brayden's getting really close to this ult. So is Queso Boys.
Yeah, could come down to the shatters or just the Bastion diff from Uranium Boss. Really nice lob.
Bastion.
Oh,
Linder invests the beat. Clearly thinks it's winnable, and maybe it is, except I'm
oh my goodness.
Linder almost taking out Queso Boys there. Would have actually been a pretty good kill.
The beat from Linder is questionable, but I think it's what forced out the shatter too from Queso Boys. So just forcing a little bit more investment from Gold to secure it.
Yeah, I mean, both of the teams now have 2 ults. I think the slightly more impactful ult is probably in the hands of Gold. Mail is such a strong ult.
Oh,
That's a lot of damage.
and the Blizzard too. So there's really not much that Team Black can do about this, and they're just gonna back up, and it's final fight territory now for this point.
But they don't invest the Shatter, and Shatter is the only ult on board right now. Spork is gonna have to book it to build ult.
It'll be tight. I don't know.
It'll be tight. Honestly, it's probably more likely that Tambo or Sunny Days gets it. They're both at about 50%, and Bap heals a lot.
So a relatively dry fight to decide this point through the shatter. They're trying to TP around, and so
they actually bait them. Wait, that's so massive. They all TP through, and they charge in to deal with it. Oh.
Really good TP, and it allowed them to capture point. So they were the ones who had control of point, and that'll be the map for Club Black.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was surprised to see Black, or I was surprised to see Gold just hard rush that TP. You can do it occasionally, but they just went for it instead of going for the TP on point, as we see so much damage from Bastion.
Really skilled.
Just kind of spray and pray. That's Bastion for you.
Yeah. But it worked, and Club Black looked a lot better. Potentially the start of the reverse sweep, maybe? Question mark.
We'll see. I mean, we're going to push now, and push is similar to Flashpoint in that it's fast. It's a lot of fights are going to happen. You can get a lot of progress. Things can get out from under you, and it's incredibly snowbally. Taking us to Esperanza, I bet we're going to see a ball comp.
Yeah. Of course, keep in mind it's first to 3 maps. It's 2-1 in Club Gold. So from here on out, Gold will have map choice. Because if Black wins, they'll be the ones choosing map. So, I mean, the reverse sweep is possible, but now we're starting to play to Club Gold's favor, you would think.
Yeah, I mean, I like this lineup from Black, though. Like, Ducklin is doing a phenomenal job on this Symmetra, TPing them around. Reggie's doing a great job of utilizing these TPs, going through, doing a bunch of damage, and then TPing right back so that once they've turned, their backs are now again to him, so he can just keep doing damage. And of course, our Rhine god, Brayden Truth, is popping off as usual.
Yeah. Name the truth, and it's starting to feel like the truth with the way it's enlightening us.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what exactly that Gold opts to play here. They didn't win on the Brawl, so I wonder if their play here is now that Brayden is in, and you can kind of expect that it's going to be Ryan the entire way through. I wonder if they do go back to that dive with the Pharah comp.
Yeah, once again, Observer's showing us a lovely scene.
The bakery's
Slightly
making
cruel.
me hungry.
Yeah.
It's making me hungry.
I'm a little too hungry for that scene, but it's, you know.
Thank you, Observer. Thank you. This map, I have to give credit to the Overwatch team. People don't inspect the maps enough. They're so focused on winning. The maps are gorgeous. They're so pretty. There's so much detail.
Yeah. Never been to Portugal, but you know, I feel like it does a good job. I think.
I would presume so. They've usually been pretty good. But yeah, we are seeing from, as I suspected, they're running this dive comp. So now the question is, how will Black actually respond? Will they stick on this comp and just kind of force their way through it, or what?
We're gonna see the TP out from Ducklin, and they'll stick to it. So the same comp we saw from New Junk City, um, and of course, Queso Boys on the ball will always be the first one to point.
A very fast character. Haven't got them moves. They're going to take a lot of damage in this. I mean, already forced out the form. Very nice focus fire. Almost actually catches.
Oh my! No way! The Mercy lives.
So close. A very nice job from Gold to keep Linder or Tambo alive through. Honestly, I was not expecting him to live.
Yeah, and that's a difference maker for that fight. Just, I mean, if Tambo goes down, all of a sudden it's just Lucio heals, and this comp is not really made for Lucio heals specifically. It's more so for that speed and the value that Lucio brings there.
Absolutely. It is interesting. They managed to kill Queso Boys, but I don't think that really matters all that much. Ball is just so fast. He will be back here before they can even think of taking the next fight. TPing under, I like this. This is going to give them the closed space that they kind of need. And now they're just out of point. The problem is...
Oh! Two for one is always a good trade when it comes to far ult.
Listen, Peyton may die sometimes in his far ult, but he sure does get value.
Yeah, and they have the res, I think. They'll get it
Yeah,
off.
they should.
Well...
I mean, Ryan's doing a good job of stalling it. It doesn't actually look like they do get yeah, they don't get the res. Doesn't matter too much. Farah will be back quick. Benefit of dive comps is staggers aren't super important to your comp. And we're actually going to see Truth swap over to the Sigma. Sigma is a lot better into this ball. The rock obviously is very useful, and the shield can sort of zone off this Farah. So I do like this swap.
Yeah, we'll see if it changes the favor, because right now it's been all Club Gold, and there's a big minefield. Is the Bastion caught? It's a big boop! That's such a good boop from Spork, and that'll take care of the Bastion.
That was gorgeously done by Gold. I'm not sure Reggie was expecting that. They invest the beat though, so they still think this is winnable.
Yeah, they get the Tracer and the Pharah, so it looks like Black will finally stabilize here. The comp switches seem to be paying some dividends here.
They do manage to get the res off. Realistically, I think Payne's best bet here is probably just living. Yeah, it's gonna be hard though, especially.
No way. There we go.
No way. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Little bit of a stagger there, but might be able to spawn in time. Oh, actually, yes, with the Tracer stagger. Oh, so close.
Yeah, and
so close. Interesting that good job from Queso Boys just getting out the wall. I'm not sure that was really necessary, but now they're not going to have that ult for this next fight, and Peyton almost has another barrage already.
Ooh, good rock, but Queso Boys is going to be fine. That's the power of the Hammonds.
Oh.
And really good setup by Team Black to just respond to that Pharah ult, take down both flyers.
This is the other benefit of that Sigma. Those hands can absorb so much damage and pressure from this Pharah and just not let her really do her thing. Right there, you saw Truth just walked in front of them, threw up his hands, and all the damage was negated. While
Yeah.
also making Brayden a big boy.
Despite losing the Pharmacy though, I mean, it's just not a lot of else going for Club Black. Really good win for Club Golds, and we're gonna see the swap from the Sim to the Sojourn. I think this is probably the right choice. It feels like the Sim just
Yeah, you're not
hasn't
going to get a
been
lot of
able
value from the Sim, unfortunately.
yeah,
into this comp.
yeah, kind of staring at the Pharah menacingly, but not doing anything much.
Listen, you can lob those orbs all you want. They do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and then Mercy will have it healed up in a second.
Unfortunate. This could be a devastating engage. The Bastion. Sojourn's actually.
Oh my goodness.
So many boops. So
Yeah.
much destruction.
I was gonna say it was deja vu almost in the way that minefield was set up, but I mean, even more strong this time, and really good follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, this is the beauty of this comp. When you have a Pharah, Ball, and Lucio, it's just 1, 2, 3, boop in, boop in, boop in, and now you're dead to the mines.
And now we're getting to potentially last fight stand here for Club Black. They're gonna have to pull out something magic, and I think Truth with the Gravitic Flux is what really needs to be the difference maker here.
They do miss pulls, but it still pulls Beat and Lamp. Do kill Taylor though.
Yeah, Sport goes down before he can get off the beat, so Club Black looks like they're gonna get this fight and start getting pushed back their own way, trying to bring back this quite sizable gap and push.
This is gonna be difficult. It's 100% doable, especially with the ults they have. Flux could be huge here, so long as we don't see something happen like how Spork did get caught by the Flux in White versus Gold. But this could be big.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Spork needs to stay alive, needs to stay patient, wait for this Flux to actually come out, and the Valkyrie will be actually the first ult that comes out from Gold. And there comes the barrage, and it doesn't get anything against that Bastion.
Again, Brayden just doing a fantastic job of just walking straight into that and not letting it do any damage.
Yeah, Taylor with 2, and I think just the beat, the sustain. It feels like Club Gold are in the driver's seat here. You have the damage boost on the Tracer. That is lovely. That is so much damage. Surely Sojourn goes down.
Extra 0.5 damage per bullet!
Yeah.
Biggest buff in Overwatch.
And there we go.
Oh,
Taylor,
okay.
I think in the extended fight, Taylor got 4 there.
Yeah, I mean,
just
Taylor was proving that he is no slouch on this Tracer, and he's going to help Gold push all the way through. And I mean, we're close to 1-fight territory again. Probably 2. A fight and a stagger fight, I'd say.
Yeah, you look at Club Gold's comp and it's easy to focus on, you know, the peskiness of the ball and Pharah, but I think that one of the most powerful things about that is that it allows the Tracer to get in and start doing work and start landing those clips on people, and it's hard to choose who you actually look at.
Ooh, massive pulse bomb.
Club
Can't
Gold,
do
they're
anything.
flying.
Yeah, I mean, they're on top of the world right now. War crimes. It was a little bit of a war crime. But yeah, I mean, you can't pay attention to the Tracer, because if you pay attention to the Tracer, then the Pharah will kill you. And if you pay attention to the Tracer, or the Pharah, the Tracer will kill you. So it's just so devastating, this comp.
Yeah, Club Black do have the ults here to try and calm things down and get Cart back in their possession, but it's such a large effort. They really do need to win this fight and win it as cleanly as possible, as cheaply as possible.
Yeah, they want to use as few ults as they can. But unfortunately, they are Black or Gold is not making that easy.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you can't block it if he's in your face.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think Gold loses off of that Peyton, but a good attempt.
It's a little creative, but Club Gold are fine. They still have quite the push ahead, and I mean, if Black want to get this, there's going to be some massive picks. I feel like picks are what's really going to change
this. This is going to almost rely a lot on Ducklin. This overclock next fight is going to be pivotal. If Ducklin gets both flyers out of the air and just uses the overclock, that's massive. And that's exactly what you want.
It will be the Sojourn ult, surely, but I mean, Black, they don't have anything to really get this cart pushing. It feels like they're looking in so many different directions, and everywhere there's a Club Gold player. They do get the Lucio, so there is an advantage for Club Black here, who invested the sound barrier to try and win that, and it will pay off, but I mean, I do wonder if that sound barrier was maybe a little bit of an overinvestment there.
I think it was okay. Looking at the health bars right before the beat came out, everyone was very low and they'd already invested Lamp. Ooh, Reggie almost gets caught, but is it actually going to be Queso Boys that falls?
20 HP.
20 HP in a dream, baby. That's all that he needs.
Well, nice thing about Hammond is he can just roll around and get every large health pack in the game, so...
and then be back in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Looking at ults here, Ducklin had the ult, but he goes down, and so does the Lucio, so Club Gold are surely going to take possession again. And there's a flying, fighting Valkyrie Mercy. I think...
Get him, Tambo, get him!
I think that's a sign that things are a little out of the reach of Club Black when the enemy Mercy is just Valkyrieing for fun and
They
whipping
have
out the Glock.
3 ults. It's doable.
It's they can definitely win one fight, but looking at the push, it feels like they need 3 or 4 fights, and you know, I think Club Gold have shown they have a solid grasp of how to defend and not give. Of course, Tambo goes down as I say that, but Uranium Boss tries to respond, and Queso Boys again. These minefields, they're game
so
changing.
devastating.
I mean, it's what do you do? I mean, with how like little mobility Club Black really has outside of the Lucio speed, there's just nothing you can really do.
Yeah, and that's gonna do it. I mean, Black put up a very good fight throughout this entire series. I mean, they took last map pretty handedly, I'd say, but Gold came back and said, "Oh, you wanna play Reinhardt? Okay, we'll play ball. Have fun."
I do think if you look back at the game as a whole, I feel like Blizzard World is really where Club Black might be kicking themselves, because that was very winnable and that would have
Yeah.
potentially changed the entire course of the series.
Absolutely. I think Blizzard World was probably the most winnable of the maps, and then after that you go to Escort, and Escort can be a coin flip. Escort is weird,
Yeah.
as we are
Looks
now
like
looking to see who are 3-1. Yep. We are now looking to see who is going to interview. I wonder who's going to take the bait. I personally would probably maybe like to talk to Queso Boys if he wants to. I mean, the ball plays were just phenomenal.
Gets dragged.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're
Okay.
gonna move in here.
Oh. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Well, congrats on your win, of course. You are our Club Clash 2023 Winter Champions.
Thank you. Thank you. One would hope.
A very good performance overall. So my first question, then I'll send it over to Juliet, is going into this, when Duckling got swapped in for Tank on the first 2 maps, and then they swapped Brayden back in, did that change any of your strategies? What did that make you think, etc.?
It basically made us like, I guess, kind of stop questioning if we had to like run the Ryan Bastion or the Ball Farah, because it was kind of like a coin flip every time we ran out of spawn. And if if we lost the coin flip, it would be kind of it got ugly. So we got a little experimental in Junkertown after Duckling got swapped out, but then yeah, we brought it back.
Very nice.
very nice. Yeah. So the first time we really saw that ball was on the attack of Blizzard World after the Club Black had full capped. What was like the mindset going into that attack? How did y'all like feel like y'all needed to change things there?
They full capped on Ryan and not Mauga, so then we can play ball because ball's no fun against Mauga and he gets 1,000,000 HP. But they were playing Ryan, so then we can play the fun character.
Yeah, pretty much.
Respectable, respectable.
That was all there was to it, really.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Was there any sort of nervousness when they took Junkertown pretty handedly? I mean, y'all seemed very confident coming into Esperanza, but
I mean, kind of like as yeah. I'll let Tim answer.
Yeah, we never scrim New Junk City, so it's like, we take the loss because we're not that experienced on it.
oh, that's the name. New Junk
Yeah.
City, right? Junkertown, same difference.
Town 2.
Juliet, any last questions?
I guess how are the feelings of winning this very esteemed tournament?
They're all-time high.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. We
could-
we don't win matches that often.
You can
Oh.
hold the BUCC Trophy Cup if you want.
We could. Yeah,
The
I mean,
2 of us that are here.
yeah. We took down
Uh,
everyone else 2v5.
Exactly.
But yeah, no,
Well,
had a lot of fun.
yeah, I mean, congratulations once again, and thank you to everyone who is watching us. Once again, this was the end of our Club Clash 2023 with our champions, Team Gold. I have been Carter or Hedwig, joined by my lovely co-host Juliet or Finch. And also a quick shout out to our producer, streamer, everything, Charlie QG Hop. He has been extremely helpful with all of this, and thank you all for watching, and we hope you join us. We probably won't have any more streams this semester, but next semester we will have a lot more action, both Overwatch and all of our other varsity titles. So keep watching for those, and until next time.